Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Wednesday again, and this is episode 85. And as usual, I've got the wonderful Delboy. Here he is again. Wonderful to see him. Welcome, as usual. And I'll do what I normally say. What have you been watching this week?
Oh, I wish I could say I've watched a lot, but I've absolutely watched next to nothing. Just bear with me because I forgot to turn the sounds off on me. What do you call it? Yeah, it's been a very, very, very sort of like busy time with my mum. It's getting her into beds takes a bit longer now, which hopefully I won't be away for too long. Like in about 20 or so minutes. But what have I watched now? Most of the stuff it's on ITV. They're showing Rocky and all of that sort of stuff at the moment. But I did watch some more Stallone films. Actually, I watched Daylight. Do you remember Daylight?
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah,
good one.
And I watched Cliffhanger.
Oh yeah,
Right.
another good one. Yeah.
I just fancied those because I just thought, you know what, I ain't seen them in a while. Although Cliffhanger's one that I can probably recite the script on the amount of times I've seen it since it's come out. I think Trevor Jones did the score to that. I'm not sure, can't remember.
Yeah.
But when it comes to stuff that's arrived, there's a couple in here that you might. Oh, what else did I watch? Sorry, I started watching the 1960s Outer Limits.
Oh right. Oh, fantastic.
Well, they were about an hour long, and I thought to myself, I fancy watching. There was one in particular I fancied watching, which was the feasibility study.
Yeah.
It's all about nuclear war. They see the end of the world, and they try and blame it on aliens or something, and they've got a chameleon type bloke, and I think it's Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
Actually. He sort of like tries to point, try to put the fear into people to stop people having a nuclear war. That's the whole point. But he agreed to go through a transformation stage, and he was going to go through it, and then he finds out that just as he's going through all the injections for him to transform himself, he finds his wife's just about to falls pregnant.
Oh.
He knew it was a one-way street, so basically he decided, he's got to go through with it, but so he has to pull away all his life. But the Outer Limits is full of stories like that. There's the man who was never born.
Oh yeah.
Where a bloke goes for a time, like a Buck Rogers time stream type thing, a Planet of the Apes type thing, and lands, and there's only one person left, and it was a genetic disease or something that caused all of man to be wiped out in a couple of days, and they go back in time to try and find the person that caused try and find out that caused the genetic experiment, and falls in love with the girl who's pregnant with the bloke who is going to cause all of that stuff. And it's like that. It's interesting stories like that. I always think it's bad if people turn around and say the Outer Limits is just an hour-long Twilight Zone. It's not.
No, it's not. No, I don't think it is.
It's totally different. And I've got the Blu-rays of the Outer Limits. I've still got the DVDs as well.
Yeah.
The Blu-rays are exceptional. Let me turn the background off, because there has been a couple of stuff that's come through. There we are. So there's Catch Me If You Can, Steelbook.
Oh yeah.
I've always liked that film. I think that's quite good.
Yeah. Entertaining.
The only thing that I get sick of really when I'm looking at these things is that sometimes there's just not much imagination that goes into these covers. I mean, what's that? I mean, it's a bit shiny and lovely, and you go like that, and you go, yeah, but it's not embossed, and it's not debossed, and it's not, you know what I mean? There's Jarhead. That's a little bit better. You can see there's a bit of a metallic.
Yeah.
Tag. That's not bad. And then there's Anaconda. Now that one doesn't look too bad.
No,
Quite outstanding. Pity the film's not that brilliant, but it's not terrible. That's about it. So I haven't really sort of like filled up this section too much. I've been listening to a bit of Georges Delarue music-wise.
Yeah.
I always did like Georges Delarue. A lot of people don't even recognize who that is, but he was around for 50, 60 years. Mostly did French films. Started to do some American stuff. He did Steel Magnolias and Her Alibi and a few American films before he died, but mostly Truffaut films, all of that sort of stuff. So I've always loved his music. He's got a beautiful piece called Interlude, which is gorgeous. I think I actually sent that to you at once. I think that Interlude.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah,
it's a lovely piece.
Yeah.
Georges Delarue has got this weird effect, right? I don't know if I read this in a book or whether it was something that was pointed out to me when I first discovered him. But if he's got a harp playing in the background, this is when you hear it the most. When you're hearing a piece of his, you'll hear the harp is like one beat behind the orchestra, right? It's like one note, note, so it's plucked slightly later, right? It gives a sort of an echo effect.
Right, yeah.
So it's a bit hard to explain. If you listen to it, you'd be going, "Oh yeah, I see what he means." And it's like when somebody points out something to you, and you go, "Now you'll never be able to unsee it now that I've pointed it out." It's like that, right? So when I've mentioned that to you, you'll probably, if you ever listen to a piece of music and you remember what I've just said,
you're right. Yeah,
you'll probably never go back and go, "Oh yeah."
Yeah,
and then every piece that you'll be listening out for it. Go, "Oh, it's the same in this one and in this one." You know what I mean? It's like you can't unsee it, so you can't unhear it. You know what I mean? So there we go. So I might be able to sit down, look, because I've only and it's only take me about 6 minutes to go through what I've done this week.
It probably won't take me that long, but we'll see.
I'll tell you one thing that I did as well. Just before I came on, Adam Martin, he's a YouTube person, ran through the Christmas TV schedules.
Oh, for this year?
Yeah, for this year.
Right? Oh no, right. No, you don't even want to think about it.
No, you should see. Do you know what? I mean, Channel 4's the worst, right? So it starts off with 6 animated cartoons from 7 in the morning till 10, right? And then they show them again at 3 o'clock all the way through to 7 o'clock, the exact same ones.
Why?
So they're showing the snowman and the snowman's little dog or whatever it is, right?
Haven't they got any money?
Then they're showing it. Then they're showing it at 4 o'clock and at 4:30, and you're going, "Hey,
they must be in a bad way financially."
It's a Wonderful Life is on at 4:55 in the morning.
Yeah.
Now he did turn around and say, if you like the 10 Commandments, it starts off at 8 in the morning. No, it starts off at 7 in the morning and finishes at 11:30 in the morning. Right. So it's a bit of a long film with adverts in. Yeah, that's why I've got physical media, you bastard. That's why. No, I mean, it doesn't take that long if you put the disc in.
I'd say 10 Commandments to me is always more of an Easter film. Something I'd watch at Easter.
Oh yeah, but Channel 5 on Christmas. Channel 5 on Christmas Day has got Armageddon on at 7 o'clock. That's a Christmassy film. Armageddon. Yeah. Nobody wants anything other than the world's about to blow up by a great big comet or whatever it is coming at you. Nothing speaks Christmas than that.
No, exactly. And nobody wants it. Well,
I thought to myself when he said that. I thought to myself, they couldn't get the license for Die Hard. Then I suppose that was, it's because they wanted a Bruce Willis film. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could use that.
What could we get? I know. We'll put Armageddon on.
Yeah. Why not? Oh dear.
The other one that made me laugh. Channel 4 are also showing Babe and Babe Pig in the City.
Oh yeah.
And I
Yeah.
thought, that's good, isn't it? You're sitting around for your Christmas dinner, right? Somebody says, yeah, I've got this nice joint.
Pork
And
joint. Lovely
then all the
pork
kids
joint.
go, where does that meat come from? It comes from Babe, look, he's on telly.
Yeah, that'll go down well. Yeah.
Yeah. It was his last performance before we cooked him.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
That was good. I thought that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, lovely. Nice bit of crackling. Oh,
Well,
where
it's
does
like
the
playing on
crackling
Chicken Run or something, and then eating a turkey, isn't it? I mean,
come
it's
from?
like...
Hey, why not? Oh dear.
Will I be able to wait until I get to Tony's corner?
Yeah, it's a bit
Corner.
there. Well, I'll start off with you. You sent me Roofman 2025.
Oh yeah.
Shannon Tating and Kirsten Dunst. I think it's an enjoyable film. It is. It's supposedly based on a true story of this escaped prisoner who hides out in the roof of Toys R Us. So when it's closed, he can go down into the store. He manages to sort of make sure that the the cameras that are watching don't show him. He basically makes sure that they're not recording him. And it's that kind of story. It's a very simple story. It's kind of a sentimental story, really, actually.
Yeah.
A very sentimental story, but it's very enjoyable. You know, it's not world shattering, but the fact it is based on a true story, I think, adds more to it. And I like the bit where, because he had his eating was all sort of sweets and stuff like that he had to go to
pick and mix. Yeah,
it ruined his teeth. I like that bit. Anyhow, what else shall we say? Yeah, now get ready for your Tony York corner for this.
Yeah, Tony York corner.
Yeah, it is Geronimo, which is it's a 1962 version. Geronimo's the kind of figure that's been done in a few films. This one I really enjoyed. It's a 60s Western again. It stars Chuck Connors, who was a sports bloke. He's not somebody who really was a film star. He's okay in it. Nowadays, they wouldn't have put him in because he's a white guy made up to look like an Indian thing. He's okay in it. He's okay. But I like it because Adam West is in it. Adam West is in it. And he's a good guy. He's the good guy in this film. He's the one who's like, saying, oh, we shouldn't be as hard on them, and we should look after them more, because the story is set in 1886 and they're on these reservations, and you've got these like crooked land dealers, and one of them's one of the commanding officers as well of the cavalry, and they're doing dirty deals with selling the Indian reservation land and all that kind of stuff. And of course, the story is Geronimo that they just object to all this and they go off on their own. There's only, I think, in the end, there's only 19 of them, but they cause a lot of problems. They basically are so clever at what they're doing. They just disrupt the cavalry. And in the end, it's recognized that all this comes out about what's been going on. And the government in Washington send a representative, a Senate, and a senator, and they get another agreement, and that's it. And then they go back. But it's just an interesting film of the way Indians were seen still at that time. There were a lot of people who were still very much against them. Basically, they just didn't want them around, even in reservations, and there were these crooked people there involved. But I think it's a really good film, set in 1886, so it's later on. Well after Civil War period, America's moving on, and we've got this then after Indian Wars as well. So it's a good film. I enjoyed that. Now, the other film that I really enjoyed a lot, and it's one that I bought myself, and then we've got something else after this, which will link in with what you were saying. Anyhow, so here we have I'm All Right, Jack, and this is a wonderful film. It's set in 1959. So it's post-war period, and the actors: Ian Carmichael, Peter Sellers, genius in this part. He's just so good. It talks about in the sort of extras, there's documentaries about this, that Peter Sellers said, "Oh, I'm a comedian. What? You know, I shouldn't really be doing this film," because he didn't really see it at first. And they said, "No, it's funny. It is a great script. You just play this straight, but and it'll come across the way it's written in a very comedic way." And he discovered then from this film that he could go into doing acting in this kind of way. So it's an important film for Peter Sellers, this. And it's great. He's just so wonderful in this role. He's the trade union leader. And you've got Terry Thomas playing his normal sort of kind of role. And Ian Carmichael, he's great. He's stuck in between. It's a great period.
You know what? I keep meaning to look up how many films Peter Sellers did, because it seems like every 2 weeks we mention a Peter Sellers film, and every 2 weeks I go, I haven't heard of that one. That one.
I think he was a hard-working actor, really. He was, yeah. But he's really good. He's excellent, you know. So it's a really good timepiece, this, of that period, industrial relations, and and there's Margaret Rutherford as well. I have to mention her. She plays a character. There's all these characters that just pop up that you think, oh, it's them, you know.
Yeah, she was more than Miss Marple.
Yeah, but, yeah. She plays like Lady somebody who's involved in all this. It's really good. It's just a wonderful film.
Was it Ron? Yeah, was it Ron Goodwin that did the Miss Marple theme? I think it was.
I don't.
Just trying to think now. Yeah, I think it was Ron Goodwin.
I recommend that. Now, it's funny how you mentioned The Outer Limits, and then you mentioned another program called The Twilight Zone. And guess what? Yeah. This must be a coincidence. I watched this. This is DVD, and this is like a best of Twilight Zone. And these episodes, that's probably why I bought it at the time. They're all from different series, but there's Time Enough at Last, with the
which you know is one of my top 5.
Yeah. Oh,
with Burgess Meredith.
Yeah, I just love the idea of the books, and everything about it is great. And his wife just doesn't understand him. She's awful to him.
She doesn't like him reading the label on the ketchup bottle, does
she? I know. He's so good. And then the next one was The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street.
On Maple Street, yeah.
Which is really a study of paranoia and people turning on each other. The monsters, in fact, you can say, are the people.
And
not the aliens who are watching.
So far, that's all season 1 stuff you're talking about.
Brilliant. And then the next one is perhaps the most famous one of all. I bet you know what it is. Nightmare at 20,000 feet.
Yeah, that's a season.
William
3
Shatner.
or 5. Season 3. Season 3.
Again, what can you say about this episode? It's just great.
Anybody that does a William Shatner impression does the Nightmare on Elm Street speech. You see, about something on the wing. You know, because they go, there's something on the wing. Something on the wing.
Yeah.
like that, because he has those weird pauses, doesn't he?
It's a great story. You can't help but love that. And then the last one, I don't know if people know this one, but I do remember it quite a lot. And now I know over years I've watched it, is The Odyssey of Flight 33, which
Is that the one with the dinosaurs?
time travel. Yeah, they go back to
Yeah.
dinosaurs, and then they try and get back again, going through like the sound barrier, and they end up in 1939.
Yeah.
So they're still back in the past.
It got berated when you see the dinosaurs out the window, but you got to remember it was 50s. God's sake.
It's a great story.
I mean, okay, it's not Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah. I mean, I do have on Blu-ray. I've got the second series on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But this is quite good. I think these are really watchable on DVD.
I mean, another one that I really like, which doesn't get a great review anymore, but I really like it, and that's Roddy McDowell's People Are Alike All Over, where he lands on a planet and then they put him in a room, and when they undo the curtains, he's actually in a zoo. And it says, it says human in his natural habitat.
That's it. I love it. Yeah. It's like, it reminds me of that wonderful To Serve Man.
That is actually my number one. That is my actual number one.
Oh, right. I haven't got that on here. I ought to get that if I can.
I don't want to give it away. If you haven't seen it, I won't tell you what The Serve Man is. But it's a great ending. One. It's been parodied in The Simpsons and everything.
Yeah, it's just everywhere. It's just spot on, isn't it? Absolutely spot on. So I think that's all I've sort of watched. I have watched a few other things, but they're sort of in preparation for Christmas, which I won't talk about.
I better go and look after my mum. I'll be back.
Right. Okay. So we'll see you soon. Right. So what I'll do is I don't think there's anything else I've got to talk about. There might be something I was thinking about earlier, but I've forgotten, with Christmas approaching and that. But I don't think this is the week to talk about Christmas films yet. We're getting nearer. So we'll go into comments. We'll go into comments. So we have got Stacey, Acres and Movies, saying hello and thanks from Stacey. Hello, Stacey. Welcome. And then we've got good evening, Godbert and Fletcher. Oh, right. Who's Godbert and who's Fletcher? No, that's the thing. Yeah, I think I've got to be Godbert, actually, because even though I've got the beard and I'm older, I think Delboy's more Fletcher. Yeah, definitely. And then we've got Stacey picked a combined Mount Rushmore, 2 Pacino roles, 2 De Niro roles. 2 Pacino roles that I like. I do like Scarface a lot. I mean, it's an obvious one that people talk about, and I like. It's perhaps his lesser known one, Serpico. I like Serpico. Serpico, I think, is excellent. Undercover cop, and I like Insomnia as well. Yeah. I would possibly pick Serpico. Now, De Niro. Right, De Niro. I'm trying to pick ones that are perhaps not as well known. The Mission. The Mission is one of those great historical films that I love, and De Niro's in it. it's all about the sort of South American span. It's set with the Spanish and the Catholic Church trying to impose on these people the religion, and it's not going to end well, as it doesn't. And De Niro is great in it. Absolutely love De Niro. It's a film I doubt if a lot of people actually even remember him in that film. It's not one that people stand out in. And I'm going to say Awakenings, because Awakenings with Robin Williams is just absolutely fantastic. It's based on a true story about all these patients who have had this thing where they've just been asleep. They go to sleep for years and years and years. And then it looks like there's a treatment that is appearing to be working, because they try all sorts of things, and they start to wake up. And it's wonderful. And De Niro is so great in it. Absolutely. Well, so is Robin Williams, actually, as the doctor. And it's based on a true story. But then, of course, it doesn't quite work out. They go back into their state. It's a very emotional film as well. I really like the emotion in it. And I say it's not one that people would point out as De Niro films. So I say The Mission and The Awakening, two of my favorite films, without doubt. Pacino, we could probably pick more. I was trying. I think I've picked Serpico because it's probably the first Pacino film I ever saw, and I saw it at school. We had a film club at school, and we showed various films. And we had this really enthusiastic teacher. Unfortunately, it got closed down because of some films he was showing. Well, he showed Straw Dogs, and a lot of people were not very pleased, teachers, parents, and it got closed down. Straw Dogs. That's probably why I love Straw Dogs. I've got a lot of attachment of seeing that film at the time. But Serpico was also one of those films that we watched, and I loved it at the time. I'd never seen it, and like that. Obviously, I was too young for actual see it at the cinema, because it would have been 18 certificate, I'm sure. And Straw Dogs, of course, and we saw the uncut version of Straw Dogs as well. Controversial film at the time. So those would be my two. I think Pacino in Serpico. I think because it's got a lot of good memories, and it's a good film. I have seen it afterwards a few times, and I still like it. I think it's even got a physical media release. Perhaps it's something I should get on physical media. And I think, again, that is actually based on a true story as well about this undercover cop. So there we are. But Pacino, what can you say? I mean, it would be easy to say The Godfather 2, Godfather 1, because he's superb in that. And I love the Godfather films. Well, 1 and 2, I absolutely think are fantastic films. And I could easily have chosen him in that. I mean, who couldn't? But I'm trying to be a bit different on the roles, so I'll choose them. And I say De Niro. I mean, De Niro will. I think with Pacino, will go down as some of the greatest actors we've had over recent years. They've got a good legacy. De Niro, a lot of people, and I kind of agree with them, has not been as good in recent years. The quality of the films has really gone down. Pacino, I don't know any sort of newer films of Pacino. I think he must still be working. I haven't seen any of more sort of latest ones. But De Niro, he's still, whatever his legacy, and I think he's got a very big legacy. will be well remembered, and Pacino. So I would put those two as real giants in terms of acting nowadays in actors. I mean, you could say now probably DiCaprio will probably get that well, he's already recognized. He gets every role, doesn't he, DiCaprio? But those are just a before Caprio, and their legacy, I think, is so strong. It's just a pity, maybe, but you can't blame De Niro. He wants to work. He'll take anything, I suppose, and it's gone downhill, which is a shame. But yeah, I must say I do recommend The Missionary. If you love history like I do, The Missionary is a great film. Again, it's got a lot of authenticity to it. Like everything, it's not going to be historically accurate all the time, but it doesn't matter. It has got, this is what they did. Anyhow, the Spanish, as we know, what they did, they were pretty ruthless and massacred, let's put it, a lot of people in their, conquests. Cortez, of course, was one of the great leaders who murdered, who was involved in that kind of genocide. You could say it was genocide as well. I mean, the Aztecs, look what they did there. Cortez the Killer was definitely. Neil Young did a great song, actually. I like Neil Young. It's great. Not everybody's cup of tea. It's probably a bit old. It's old farts like me, like Neil. He did one about Cortez. Great song as well. Cortez the Killer. Absolutely wonderful. Anyhow, I'm going on there about Neil Young, but yeah, why not indeed? And then Sai says, "Evening, gang. Hello, Sai. Welcome." And then here we are. Now, Stacy says, if you're in the Death Star, it is about to explode. What movie you don't like? Oh, you don't like? Would you watch 80 times in a row in the hopes you could survive? Only 50-50 odds, even if you do watch said movie 80 times. Oh, crikey. What movies don't I like? Oh, blooming heck. There are certain films that you've got to give a film that even if I mean, there are some films I don't like that there's no way, even 80 times or whatever, I just couldn't stand watching. I really couldn't. I would have said at one time, I would have said Rocky, which I know will surprise everybody. Oh, you can't. No. I was never a big fan of Rocky, but I like it more now. I've grown to like it more. I know that's sacrilege, and I'll probably get shot dead. But what is? I'm trying to think of overrated movies that. Well, I'll tell you what. No, I was going to say that again. It's difficult, isn't it, when you're trying to think of something, because a lot of films you could get to like again, I suppose. I'll tell you what, a film that I struggle with, but I've watched it because I have to try and hoping that it'll be better, and this might surprise people. because I'm a big James Bond fan, definitely. But never say never again. I can see everybody. I don't really get on with it at all. I think it's soulless. It's not very good. Connery, I don't think he's very good in it, and yet that's I mean, Sean Connery I love, but of course the big thing is there's no music, proper music in it because they couldn't use it. It's rehashing the Thunderbolt story, Thunderball, not Thunderball, Thunderball story. It's a big disappointment, isn't it, as a film? And I found it a bit of a bore fest, actually. Not really that good. So maybe because I do like Connery, if I watch that a bit more, I might get to like it a bit more. But I struggled. I've seen it twice because I thought, oh, come on, I've got to like it a bit better the second time. And maybe something will click and I will like it. But it just doesn't feel like a Bond film. It really doesn't. And I don't. There's a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, great." It's not a Bond film. It's Sean Connery with a pretty not very good script, bad direction, in my opinion. I'll probably get shot for saying that. Doesn't feel like a Bond film, and it's one that I not really want to ever watch again. But I suppose I could watch it, and I might in the end think, oh yeah, this is not so bad. You see, I would have said that perhaps one of the worst James Bond films is Diamonds Are Forever. Some people might even say that is worse than Thingy. But I would say it's not. It's Never Say Never Again. But yeah, Diamonds Are Forever is just a big disappointment. But it has got one or two things which are probably save it, just save it. I mean, I could say the Daniel Craig films, but I try and pretend that he never did Bond. Oh, sacrilege there. I don't get on with Daniel Craig, but I'm not going to include them in that assessment. So that would be my film that I really don't get on with. I don't think there probably is other films. Actually, there is other films. I'm sure I've watched and been disappointed with, but I just can't think at the moment. Let me see. You see, there's some films which I know are not that good, but I enjoy. I mean, like Arnie in Commando is just non-stop. I remember going to see it at the cinema and thought to myself, this isn't his best, but it's kind of enjoyable in a bad way. Commando, it's enjoyable and it's Arnie, and therefore I like it. But I know it's not really the best film. You wouldn't choose it as one of his great films. Definitely not. And there is probably more, but I'm just not thinking that have been disappointing. I don't know. I think say those for the moment. I've been disappointed by films, but never sort of thought, oh yeah, this is the one, and that yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Some. I was going to say, which says a lot, is that all the Hammer Gothic horror films I've really enjoyed, and I can't think of one that I thought was so bad I didn't enjoy it. But there is a couple that are definitely weaker, but I don't think they'd fall into that category. No, even the really weaker ones, I get some enjoyment for. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say never say never again, because it was such a. It's still a bit of a slog, and I've tried, and that's my take. Anyhow, never say never again. And then Sai says there was another stream just like this, myself and Rock Bunny. We were waiting for 10 minutes. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Which, sorry. Yeah, then Jamie says, hi, Sai. And Rocket Bunny, yep, not sure what that stream was. Oh, well, good evening, Ian and Del. Good evening, Rocket Bunny, as always. Thank you for joining us. Wonderful to see you here. And then James saying, really? Are pulling their legs. And then Sai says, hi, McMahon. And then we've got Jim Jam saying, good evening. Good evening. Welcome as usual, Jim Jam. And another Wednesday with the gang. Yes, we're here. We're all here. And Rocket Bunny, a good evening, everyone in this chat. Yeah, good evening to you. Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah, TV schedule is shocking. I don't think I even bothered to look at it like Delboy did. You know what it's going to be, don't you? You just know. Well, you know, the days when we all got excited by looking at the TV times and the radio times. Do you remember when they were separate? You had to buy them separate. And the excitement, and even when they combined them, it was still quite exciting. Now I won't bother buying them because there's just nothing to get excited about, is there? Isn't that terrible? Absolutely nothing to get excited about. Yeah, I do love the Snowman. Honestly, I think the Snowman is great, and the Father Christmas. In fact, I rate the Snowman. It's something that I watch every Christmas on my copy that I've got. So I'm not going to criticize it in that sense, because to me it's part of Christmas. But I can understand if it's on twice. Why are they doing it? Why are they doing that? I don't understand why they would repeat it. Didn't they do another one which wasn't as good? Was it Snowman and the Dog or something? But I mean, the original Snowman is just beautiful, and I love it. And to me, it's part of Christmas. It's something I watch every Christmas, but I watch my own copy of it. Yeah. Now, yes, who remembers the 1975 series Survivors? I do. I remember it well. I loved it. What a series. I think they did 3. I'm sure they did 3 series of it. But I think when people look back at it now, they realize how good it was. I mean, some of the things that they did in it. I may be wrong with 3 series. It could be 2 series. But or even actually, I may be wrong. I could have perhaps only did 1. I don't know. But I do remember enjoying it a lot. Isn't there a train in it? Isn't there a train near the end? What they use, as I remember. Anyhow, but yeah, it was. I think it was ahead of its time in many ways, looking at the sort of what would happen. No, I mean, I say ahead of its time. We have seen it in films about survivors, well, going way back, these sort of how people survive. But the thing is about the survivors, it also, I think, brought a lot of issues forward, which I thought was very interesting. Some questions, like, for instance, there's an episode where somebody, one of the characters, kills somebody. They put him on trial. They do their own trial, and should they carry out a death sentence against him, we had that in a survivors episode. You know, what would they do about justice and that? And of course, you got all these different communities that we would meet as well, how things were. It's just a great series, and you got to know the characters, and you got to really be with them and thoroughly enjoy it. It was a well done BBC series, and I think they did another remake. I may be wrong. No, I think they did a remake years later, which probably wasn't quite as good. I think it got cancelled. It was okay, but it wasn't this original series. It didn't have quite the feel of it. But I do remember there was a remake, and it was okay. And then we've got James said Evening Bunny and Jim Jam. And then Cy says, hey, I'll have no bad words towards the greatest TV show of all time. Oh no, Mrs. Brown's Boys. Yes. Oh, please, nightmare. It never happened. Never happened. Unfortunately, it's still happening. Why is it still going on? What are the BBC doing? They're stupid. I mean, they've signed some deal with him. There's some underhand going on. There has to be some, I don't know, I'm going to say corruption. I have to be careful. But why are they putting that on now? It's well past its sell-by date. I don't understand it. Mind you, I was never a fan of it anyhow, to be honest. I suppose you have to get that kind of humor, but you think it just epitomizes exactly what is wrong with Christmas TV, that show. I really don't like it. And then one of the greatest, Jim Jam. Network is king on Christmas Day. I can imagine it is. You'll be there watching you probably watch all the Christmas specials that you've got. I'll tell you what I like watching the Christmas specials of. Steptoe and Son. I could just sit and watch all those. Absolutely wonderful Steptoe and Son Christmas. They were what I used to look forward to, the Steptoe Christmas story. And of course, I could as well watch Morecambe and Wise. They always had something you'd look forward to, the Christmas show. All these great things from the past, but we don't have them now. They don't. There's nothing. Well, what we have is Mrs. Brown's Blooming Boys, which you can't believe. I cannot believe. No, that is a so-called height of comedy nowadays. It's depressing. Impossible. There's something going on. Oh God, why do I keep saying that? Sorry, Jim Jam. And then Jim Jam, bring on Morecambe and Wise and Two Ronnies. Yeah, Two Ronnies, because they were a staple part of Christmas as well. Both shows. That's what we need. That's how it used to be. And sadly, it's not like that. And as you say quite rightly, we have enough physical media not to be concerned with the TV schedule. You are so right. I watch the films and I can watch the TV series that I like. You know, that's what we use it for. You know, it's no good just sat on a shelf, is it? Let's watch all the people that collect. I know I sound like a preacher man, but hey, we've got it on the shelves. We should be watching it. It shouldn't just be there as a display item. Let's get watching it. And yeah, we've got some great stuff. Let's watch it, and we don't need to watch the stuff that nobody wants anymore. And don't forget, of course, things like the BBC. It's getting nearer the end of the BBC in its present form. So, all these shows will probably become even more important watching them on physical media. I mean, they've got a big catalogue of, they may use some sort of payment streaming service, I would imagine, at some kind when the end comes, which it will. And it's going to happen. And then it will change things. And our physical media collections become even more important, because then, as I say, if we get the bit where they say, well, we can't show that episode anymore, it's got things that we can't show, or things that they say in it that, they might put their warning up, or they might just discreetly get rid of it. I can think of Steptoe and Son has some of those kind of things in as well, which I absolutely love. But you can say it. Even Fools and Horses, dare I say it, has had problems in some areas. So we have a problem there, and therefore, if you've got the physical media copies, you're not going to run into any problems. I mean, it hasn't got that bad in some areas. I mean, I remember they were saying with Faulty Towers, we can't have the Germans, but I think even BBC realized that was just people trying to stir things up, and they would show it. You cannot not have the German episode. Really, it's just and the same with the Major. Come on, you've got to have the Major, no matter what he says and what have you. You got to have him. I think people accept that. They're not going to get rid of that. Or to use that phrase, we've got people using cancel this, cancel that. Sometimes it's not. It's not been cancelled. Cancelled is one of those phrases that's become worn out now. I think, yeah, it's just a term that I've used. BBC would not, honestly, get rid of Faulty Towers. They can't. They know. And as I say, anybody that tampers with any of our favourite shows, we just watch them. Or any band shows, any band episodes of anything. We've got physical media copies, You can watch South Park. If you've got your copies of South Park, all those controversial episodes, you can watch them. Yeah, why not? Yeah, just people need to calm down, really, about all this. It's just a thing that's used to justify arguments and that. Yeah, they don't show stuff as much, or they put these silly warnings on. We've got physical media. Don't worry about it. All good, Rocket Bunny. Jim Jones says, what's your favorite movie about non-sci-fi space travel? Non-sci-fi space travel. That's a good one. I'll tell you what I do think is a very, very good film. Not everybody's cup of tea. It is about space travel, but it's about how it began through all the space program, and that's The Right Stuff. The Right Stuff is all about those early program. I think it was the Mercury program and all that we see the astronauts from test pilots going right through to those early things leading up to the Apollo space, when they got the Apollos going. I think that is a great film, and that is about space travel, really, because it's how it developed, in terms of Earth, and that's non-sci-fi. That's based on a true story. It's a long film. It's The Right Stuff, but a great film as well. I would highly recommend The Right Stuff to anybody. Maybe some people might think it is too long, but I really thought it was a great look at it, how the space program was developed. So, and that's non-sci-fi. So that is a film that I would choose. The Right Stuff, brilliant. Morecambe Wise are a must-watch on Christmas Day for me, of course. We've got it. We can do it. We can watch it. Yeah. Oh yeah, this one, Muppets Christmas Carol, is on my telly. Crimbo morning. Yeah, another one, brilliant. And then James said, I'm contemplating not bothering with any Xmas decorations. Do you know something? This year, I've not bothered at all at the moment. I don't know. Hopefully next year I'll feel differently and better. But at the moment, I've just really not felt like it at all. I haven't bothered putting anything up. Sometimes I've got the tree up by now, and it's just felt so bad. But I know I'm hoping next year is going to be a lot different and feel. But the way I felt with my health and just not being up for it at all, and yeah, I'm looking forward to next year. Next year, I think might change things. Hopefully, my situation will improve. Hopefully, my health will as well. But I know my other situation will improve. But I've just not felt like it. It's not been a great year, and I've had, with my son when he had his problems as well. I just felt really worrying about it. And then I say what happened with me with my legs and what have you. It's not been a good year, but we can look forward to something. And I know it is difficult Christmas. As I say, my wife died on Boxing Day, so that always hangs over. But we have to try and get past all these things. I think next year will be better, and I think next year I'll feel more energized with Christmas. This year I've not felt like it. I'm looking that we're all going to be better, and I'm looking forward to try and make life better for myself. Hopefully health wise, if any, health is so important. And that's how I want to look at it. Hopefully the healing is not so bad. I mean, my nurse came today and she can see that things have improved a lot. I've still been getting a pain, but that's something you have to get used to. But the healing of the legs is much better. So there is hope there for the moment. I know it's never going to go back to how it was, and it'll probably break out again. But it's a better future. Look, this year I understand totally. What about Christmas decorations? I just haven't felt like it. I was talking with my son about it. We're the same. We just want it out of the way. And then Jamie says, I'm not bothering with presents this year. I can understand that. I'm not really. We used to bother a lot, when my wife was alive. She loved Christmas, absolutely adored Christmas, and I always tried to make it special for her, getting her loads of presents that she could open up, absolutely stacked, and just so she would enjoy herself. But since that, it's not felt the same. I've not really wanted to do that. It's one of those things. But I don't want to be a humbug, and maybe I want, as time moves on, maybe I want to try and get some capture of that feeling back. Because I always think this time of year, all this year, I've been thinking. I always think about my mum and dad a lot and what they used to do for me at Christmas time as well. Just them in my life. I think about them every day now, and Christmas time was a great time thanks to them, especially my mum. She did so much preparation and the cooking and the food, all the food, and wonderful. She was baker as well, and she baked everything. It was just a great time to look at Christmas. I remember her baking the Christmas cakes before. I think she baked about 3 or 4 Christmas cakes, and we had these she called them taster cakes. So we'd have them in about November and starting, and then right through to the triumphant Christmas cake, which she baked, and then marzipan and icing and all that stuff. So you remember all that kind of stuff, and they're fond memories, but you can't recreate them again. And I said, this year has not felt a good year. I just, with my own health, my son's health, it's just been, but I say, 2026 Christmas, I think will be much better. I think definitely as the year will be. I've got to look positive, but this year, and I think as you get older, maybe you change as well. But you kind of lose that childhood excitement that you get. It's very difficult to get that back. It's a thing that you get as a child, Christmas stockings and getting up, and so you've already got a few presents, and then you go downstairs and all these presents set out. It's just a magical time, and all the food and the sweets and everything about it. And then, of course, as you get older, it was great as well. You could enjoy some of the drinks and all that kind of stuff. But then it just changes again. And it's like I don't drink now. I haven't drank for ages. God, I haven't drunk anything. I think probably my diabetes has had an effect on that. But I used to enjoy drinking beer, definitely. Good old Yorkshire beer, Tetleys and stuff like that. But no, that's all gone. But Christmas time, yeah, I like to see people enjoying themselves at Christmas. It is good. And it's about family, I think, most of all. It's about family, people coming together. And, but say this year hasn't felt so good. And I'm looking forward to just getting this year out of the way, get through Christmas into next year. Maybe things will seem better. Hopefully they will. I'm sure they will. I am positive in that sense. And then we've got Tony. Good evening, Ian and Dell and chat. Sorry for the late arrival. Just finished watching Martyrs. Oh, Martyrs. That's a cheerful film. I like it. Actually, I do think it's a great film, but it is very... you could say it's a bit depressing, but I think it's well done. Brilliant French film, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and he's not done a rant, Tony, yet, so we might get by. We might get by without the rant. And then we've got Muckman Grinch. Jamie says, can't be asked with it all. Hey, bye, lad. Can't be asked with it all. Hey, nay, lad. I understand, but oh dear. I bet you'd like to be out on one of your holidays, wouldn't you, lad? Yeah, out in one of your holidays, not being here. And then Jamie says, Tony, really? Yeah. Cy Robson, bah, humbug, Muckman. Yeah. Yes. Oh dear. And then Kazumuri says, what is your favorite somewhat true to life or inspired by events of space movie? I guess Space Cowboys could count, but might not be realistic with the movie ending and story, etc. Well, I think mine is, I've said it, The Right Stuff. That is the film. If you want to know about how we got to Space Cowboys is good, but the authenticity, I think, of The Right Stuff makes it stand out for me in that sense. Though, I mean, I love sci-fi inspired space stuff, obviously. But if you want something that is a realistic look, that is a really good film, I think, definitely. And then going to attempt the Carry On Crimbo specials this year. Oh, right, yes. You could try that. You've got them on your network titles, I'm sure. Yeah. I do vaguely remember them being transmitted. Yeah, I do vaguely remember. And then Si saying Tony York there. And then Tony says, thanks for the recommendation, Si. Del, where's your Christmas background? I don't know. He's had quite a difficult week. I know he has. He went into a little bit, and it's funny. Everybody at the moment is not having a great time with this. Certainly he isn't. But I hope things go well for him. I really do. He's not here, so I can talk about him. But seriously, I just hope things go well. I mean, when you're a full-time carer, you need a lot of support, and to be honest, I don't think he gets enough recognition and support for him. He's a great bloke, and I think he should get that without doubt. I totally believe he should do. Yeah, definitely. Then we've got do you like Martyrs, Tony? Oh, what's this? So I says, Tony, what did you think of it? And Tony says, fantastic, Jamie. Oh, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad. I love it. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, it's a grim film, but it is a great film. There's something about it really special. Absolutely. I love the whole background to it and why they're doing it all. And it's brutal, yeah, but it's an amazing film. A French film. I love French films. I do. And fantastic French film. Yeah. I want to explore even more French films. Actually, I've got a French Christmas film that I'm going to be watching, and it's got one of my favorite French actresses in, and it hasn't got Alain Delon. No, it's got Catherine Deneuve in it. So I'm looking forward to that one. I'm going to be watching that soon. It's a French Christmas film. Yeah. And then we've got Muckman saying, wow. Best non-Western movie filmed in Spain. Oh, crikey.
I just caught hang on a minute. I just caught the end of that. That dirty little pervert, Tony York. I know what he means. He wants to see Emmanuel in space. Emmanuel does Dallas. Emmanuel does Santa Claus. Emmanuel, that's what he's after. The pervert. French film, my ass. Dirty little pervert. Right.
Oh dear. Right.
I'm back. By the way, I'm back.
Yeah, I know. We never noticed. I'll tell you what. I'll give you mine, and then I'll let Del do his. Mine is Time Crimes, and it's a Spanish film anyhow. In the non-Western movies. So that's mine. That's filmed in Spain.
Was Revenge filmed in Spain?
I think that could well be. I think you're right. That's a good one. Revenge. Yeah. Any others? I'm trying to think of any others. Do you think of
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it was. But
I think Revenge is a good film, that one. Brutal film, but a good one. Yeah, Time Crimes is the only one I can think of.
I don't know. I mean, parts of Star Wars filmed in Spain. I don't know. I mean, it's like I haven't
Yeah.
got a bloody clue.
Yeah.
On that one.
Actually, there's probably films that we can't, that we know that we don't know are filmed in Spain. I don't know. That's a simple answer.
I'll tell you what. A Bond film must have been filmed in Spain at some point. Yeah, look, there you go. I don't know which one.
Where are the Mad Max films filmed? Are they done in Spain?
It's Australia, isn't it?
Ah, so it's not Spain. Totally different, man. Yeah, you're right. It's Australian because of Mel Gibson, isn't it? Really.
I think there's lots of desert areas in Australia to make me think it was filmed there.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good one. Yeah, we haven't done Australian locations, but yeah. Anyhow, that's all I can think of because it's a film that I like. Right.
Where did Buster end up when he did his great train robbery? Did he go to Spain?
He probably did. I don't know. A lot of them do, don't they? One. Isn't the gangster film with Ray Winston set in Spain? Oh, so is it called something Beast?
Possibly.
That I'm sure that's set in. I bet somebody will know it. The Ray Winston film. I'm sure that's set in Spain because they're gangsters, you know.
Yeah.
Although
the one that I talk about that the BFI came out with about a year ago or so ago, it's an oldish film, was filmed actually in New Zealand.
Oh, right.
That was about those two brothers where the Ray Winston characters set.
Yeah, that's it. Is that the Tracker? That's Tracker, I think.
I can't remember what it's called, but I liked it so much I bought it for someone. I know.
Yeah. It's one that Tony sent me. Tony sent me.
My mum didn't like her Christmas joke today.
Oh, what was that?
He said, "What disease do you get by eating Christmas decorations?"
Go on.
Tinselitis.
Oh, yeah, I can say, yeah. Very droll.
Check your face. Look, it's early.
Oh dear. Actually, I've got a question that you might that you might like, and you can have a go at it. I gave you my answer. Let's have a. Let me see. It was it Sire did it? It was basically I remember the question. It was basically, what is your favorite non-sci-fi space film? And I gave my answer, which was
non-sci-fi space film.
Yeah, I gave The Right Stuff.
Oh, bloody ass! All right, Capricorn 1.
Oh yeah, yes, that's a good one. Excellent. Anything else?
I would have said The Right Stuff.
Yeah. I couldn't think of any more.
Well, what I suppose what you got to think about is space programs that were set on Earth that didn't necessarily that aren't necessarily. I mean, the trouble is they ultimately do, like First Man and all of those sorts of films. So it is a bit difficult.
That's why I could only think of The Right Stuff, because it's a good look at space program, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's the lead up to.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I know, The Dish.
Oh, what's that one? I've not heard of that one.
That's the one with Sam Neill's in it. It's about the dish that's in Australia that was this main space dish that was going to track the LEM probe for man landing on the moon. Remember, it was in a paddock field in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
It's called The Dish.
Oh, right. It's a good one. Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant film.
Well, fantastic. So I'm glad you remembered that one.
Without that dish, you would never have been able to have had the pictures that we got.
Yeah, which were,
because it was the biggest dish in that side of the hemisphere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've never seen that film?
No, I don't think so. Oh, do you know?
Wow.
I might have
Wow.
done. No, I may have done because I do tend to try and watch these space films. I think I might have seen that. Again, it's a long
One
time
of my
ago.
one of my favorite films of that year, and nobody talks about it anymore. The Dish.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So there you are, people. Anybody who hasn't heard of that film, that's one that you should try and check out. Sam Neill as well. Good actor. Great actor.
What's that one with Jodie Foster? Contact.
Contact. Oh yeah, I like Contact. Jodie Foster. You can't go wrong. It's a good film. Yeah.
I can't think of any more. I mean, I
Yeah.
suppose I could if I keep thinking, but
Yeah.
I think I've given enough now as an answer. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Have I won the credentials to go? He's a wannabe that doesn't know anything about films. Is that enough? Have I given enough now? I didn't know that was going to be looked at by me, and I haven't been bloody typing or anything. Yeah.
Right.
A non-Western movie filmed in Spain. You've got me there.
Yeah. I was lucky I could just think of Time Crimes because I couldn't think of anything else.
But there
Right.
must be a Bond film. There must be a Bond film filmed in Spain.
Yeah. There must be a lot of films that we probably don't know, but there must be. It's an ideal location, isn't it? If you want that. Muckman, I'm betting that he needed a shower after watching it. I think you'll talk about Martyrs, which is a great film.
Oh, Martyrs, yeah.
Not an easy film to watch, but an absolutely superb film. Absolutely. I loved it. And James says it's a very thought-provoking horror, a bit horrid at times. Yeah, it doesn't pull any punches. It's a very difficult film, but very good. Absolutely brilliantly done. And then Tony says, I was joking if you hadn't guessed. Oh, well, yeah. So you get the rant in, of course, as well.
Oh, even Ian doesn't know this.
Yeah.
He's booked on Saturday before Christmas, just in case anybody wants to know.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Tony Oak. That's good. Masters again, damn you. And then, yeah, Jamie's there. And then I just got the BFI Alan Clark box set. Wow, so gripping, real grit of drama. Is that all these plays that he did? I presume, is it?
It sounds like it.
Alan Clark network. But oh no, it's BFI. Sorry, BFI. Actually, did you show it? I'm sure you may have. I've seen it maybe on one of your videos. BFI release. Yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's some good stuff. Oh, we've got here Delboy popping in. My Xmas background will be on Xmas 2026. Bah humbug. Bah humbug. There you are. You've got it. There we are. Bah humbug indeed.
Somebody called me Frank. Somebody called me Frank Cross today.
While we're here, I just want to remind everybody that if you're watching this and this is the first time and you've not seen Delboy before, then why not subscribe to his channel? Because I've put the link below and you can just click on that, go and have a look at his channel, join it. Wonderful. He does a great, wonderful blog. Honestly, it's one of the best blogs you're ever likely to come across. It's fantastic. And I say it every week. It really is. It's moving. It's just life. It's brilliant. So it's
just life. I'll tell you that.
Ups and downs in life, and it's honest and straight there. And what more can you ask for something? But he also does other stuff. He's into gaming. I don't know gaming as much. But he's into it, and he does some gaming.
No word of a lie. One of the best questions this last blog was yours.
Oh,
right. I don't know if you remember. You said a film based around your era or your decade.
Oh, yes, yeah.
It brought back so many memories of educating Rita and all of
Yeah, which it did me as well, because when you said that, I thought, yeah, I actually went to see the play. I went
that.
to
Yeah,
Leicester to watch the play of it. So, and I love the film, and the play is fantastic as well.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I used to watch a few plays, but I haven't done that for years. I used to go to the theatre quite a bit, but I don't do that now.
But
I
it's
wonder
got
how
a
many people
it's
go
got an
to
all
theatre.
electric score. It's got an all
Yeah,
electric score, right?
yeah,
I just like the fact that Frank is just that drunk, that's just
yeah.
given up
Oh,
with
Michael
life,
Caine he's
all of
superb.
those things going on with his wife and
Yeah,
his best
yeah,
friend, and
yeah,
then Rita comes in, and you see her family, and they think, oh, you
yeah,
ought to stay where you come from, and you got all these. She's
yeah,
a hairdresser, and she wants to move up, and she may love her husband, but
yeah,
he wants to just stay where he is and be happy, and
yeah,
that's fair enough. But if you've
yeah.
got dreams,
But
but
I think
I did think it was a bit confusing in the film whether
I
in regards to the relationship, because it seemed very much like he really fancied her, and that it wouldn't have taken too much for that to
yeah,
have happened, but
they could
they
have
kept
done
the
that.
distance.
Yeah,
She went away, didn't she? And she
yeah,
came back,
yeah,
and she was a totally different person, and sort of
yeah. But she, in the end, sees she works. What I like about the film, it takes one way on what she wanted, but then she sees another side as well to all this education and these people, these students. It's a very clever film. It's a very clever film, and she's like being given the choice of lives. She knows the life she can live,
yeah.
and she's got a balanced viewpoint of it at the end. But yeah, I did see it at the cinema. I was just thinking then. I mean, I haven't been to the cinema to theatre for years. Do people go to the theatre much to see plays anymore?
I
You
don't
know?
know.
Yeah, I'm just putting that question out to people.
I think if you're in London or big cities, possibly.
I know people go and see musicals. Musicals are always popular still at the theatre, aren't they? People go
But I
to
mean,
London.
what I'm trying to say
What
is that
about plays?
there
Actual
aren't many
plays?
there aren't many plays in my town. But if you travel to Oxford or Coventry, there are.
Yeah, I just
It's
wonder if
like
people,
there's no comedy clubs either around here.
yeah, but I
But
wonder if it's a thing that people don't do anymore.
it's weird. It's weird. I'll tell you what it is. That it's weird when you're doing a blog, because I was fretting over what other ones I could mention, and it's weird how my brain went to My Beautiful Laundrette. I'm going, that isn't a film that I even
Yeah,
remotely sort of like have watched ever since I saw it the first time I ever saw it.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
on Channel 4, but I remember the hoo-ha of it being around.
yeah,
Probably because of at that particular time, I think in a soap called Brookside, they were talking about the burying of the bod under the patio,
yeah,
all that sort of stuff, right? And Channel 4 were doing a lot of films for cinema, and then they were showing on Channel 4 exclusively because they put the money in. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That's where I mean, even Educating Rita, I think, had TV money
yeah,
put into it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So My Beautiful Laundrette just came. But I mean,
yeah,
the obvious ones were things like Fred's. I mean, yeah, films like Scum,
yeah, yeah,
they're obvious. But Educating Rita and My Beautiful Laundrette, probably not mentioned a lot.
yeah. No,
Not mentioned a lot. But they were my sort of bread and butter to watch.
yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
was thinking as well that in parallel with the cinema, theatre became more daring, sort of in 1960s, and I remember there was controversy about certain plays which had nudity at the time,
Yeah.
and that was a massive thing. It was a massive thing at the time. Now nobody would bother much.
Oh, they
Oh,
used to have the symbol in the top corner, didn't they? To just
yeah.
appease Mary Whitehouse or
But
something.
people actually going to a theatre and seeing live people nude
Oh
would
yeah,
be
yeah,
quite
yeah.
shocking. It would be, oh,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
Dave Allen made a joke about that. It says live. What was it? Was it live women dancing? What do you stiffs on elastic?
What's it?
This is, and he used to go it was about signs, wasn't it? He said this. He hated signs that said things like "This is neither an entrance or an exit." What is it then?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Or this sign is prone to being underwater or something. You know what? All that sort of crap. Dave Allen was a very observant type of person.
His humor is amazing, absolutely amazing. Right,
Live girls dancing. That was it. Stiffs on elastic. Yeah.
We've got.
Oh yeah, that's the other one. Ears pierced while you wait.
Oh right.
Yeah, I'll just tear them off. Look, I'll come back.
And then Tony says, just watched another film last night featuring a very small role for Geronimo. Yeah, the new Eureka release of Apache, 1954, with the wonderful Burt Lancaster. I bet you enjoyed that. Brilliant.
I bet.
Burt Lancaster. Wow. And then Jim Jam says, "Bah humbug, Deli Welly." Oh, right. There you are, bah humbug. 2025, the year of the humbug. Oh, right.
Yeah.
And then, he's saying Peter Sellers. Yeah, I'm talking about Peter Sellers. And then Jim Jam says, "Do I love a good humbug?" Laugh out loud. And Cy says, "One battle after another is easily my film of the year." I know you've been
He's been saying that every week, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I still haven't seen it yet.
It's almost like that comes out just before Christmas. I think I know someone who might like that for Christmas. Yeah. I wonder if his name is Cy. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. You'll talk about that one, but I can't include it. I've not seen it, so I can't say it's my film of the year. And then,
is it still Companion?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or is it
Sinners?
Or is it Sinners? Yeah.
Weapons and Sinners, but I think Companion. Sometimes you just fall in love with a film, and that one I did. Rocket Bunny says, "Hey, I was just about to compliment humbugs too." Yeah. Tony says, 2 more Sellers comedies, out in January on Vintage Classics. Yeah, this Vintage Classics is a great series. Only 2 play where he's a librarian. Oh, I'm in already. He's a librarian. Brilliant. And Carlton Brown of what's FO stand for? With the FO with Terry Thomas. Carlton of the... Do you know what that stands for? I'm sure somebody will put it in. FO.
I beg your pardon?
No, it's not that.
Oh, sorry.
That must be the name of a film title. I don't know. I'm sorry. You'll have to let us know. Sorry about that. Right. And then Tony says, non-Western filmed in Spain. Oh, yeah, El Cid, of course.
El Cid, yeah.
Pride and Passion, Frank Sinatra and Sophie Loren are 2 that spring to mind. What can I say? And, of course, others got El Cid's Charlton Heston, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sophia Loren, what a beautiful woman. I was on about her last week. Just fantastic.
Yeah, I know you're pervert.
Not got your copy of Incendiaries yet, Ian? Oh, yeah, I've got a DVD of it. Yes, I know you're always on about Incendiaries, aren't you? Yeah, I've got my DVD copy of it. Yeah. James says, no spoilers for the Xmas film live stream. Ian, no, I wouldn't do. I'm not giving any spoilers yet. You're
going to be busy that. You're going to be busy that Christmas week, or what?
Yeah, I've got a live stream with Jamie, and I've got to do 5 of my favorite Christmas films.
Which I'll just remember you're booked on Saturday.
Yeah, that's all right. Is it Saturday? What date is that one? Is that what date is it?
Well, it's the Saturday before Christmas.
Oh, right. Oh, that's good. I've got 2 in 2 days to do. That'll be great.
So that'd be
Yeah.
the 20th, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to them all. You can't beat talking about films and all this time of the year.
I know I wouldn't be invited, bastard.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. And then we've got Stacey. Can you both Siskel and Ebert style review a movie you have both seen from the 90s and 2000s, such as Bodyguard or Three Kings, or any movie you choose? That would be fun to see you guys talk like that. I've no idea what Siskel and
Ebert used to
no
be
idea.
I think Siskel and Ebert used to be two guys that sat in a chair together and they'd talk about a film and they'd say, oh, yeah, I really like this about it. And the other one would turn around and say, yeah, but don't you think it was a little bit sort of like, esoteric or something? And they go, anyway, do you give it a thumbs up? Yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up and all that. That was like sort of like that, if I remember rightly. But we do that sort of anyway.
Yeah.
Not like that. I know what she means. Which, by the way, sorry it's taken me so long to go through all the comments that you've written, Stacey. You've written them all in past blogs, and I have to go back and try and find them. And
then, so
I'm getting there, though.
I think I'll leave at the moment. I'm not quite sure how to do that.
That's the sort of thing Denny and I do, sort of.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about lots of films, but yeah. Actually, I could say I like Bodyguard. I know that might be controversial because I do like Whitney Houston, so I like Bodyguard. I think it's a great soundtrack. We're always on about soundtracks. Great soundtrack, that one, with Whitney singing away. Beautiful. I know you're not a fan of Whitney Houston, probably, but she's...
No. It's just everybody just talks about "I will always love you" and all that.
Yeah, but there's much more, miles more than that.
Yeah, well, start talking about them then, not that bloody song.
But it's and Costner's okay in it. I mean, it may not be the greatest film, Bodyguard. It's predictable, but it's enjoyable. I'm not going to say it is the greatest film, but it is enjoyable, and I like Whitney, so that would be. Anyhow, let's go on to the next one. Rocket Bunny. Ian, now you've gone back to the start with your Doctor Who reviews. Do you have any plans to review the recent coloured stories? I'm interested in your thoughts on those. I think I probably will, but it's going to take a while yet to get there because I'm going to do all of 60s things. But I don't know. I mean, I can say now just straight away that, how can you do the war games in the short time they did? I mean, it looks great, yeah, but it's terrible, really. The essence of the story is just, how can you fit 10 episodes into, is it 1.5 hours or whatever? You can't get a feel of it, what can I say about that? That was that seems a rather silly one to have done. 10 episodes. Why can't they do a two-parter? Why can't they do a two-parter? Then it would fit on. You wouldn't need to chop it. Put a two-parter on. But you can put 4-parters on. Maybe do a little bit of editing.
I thought that was a touch too far, that the war games when they
it is. It is kind of a gimmick, it seems to me, this thing. They want to sell some,
but isn't it the Sea Devils that comes out?
Yeah, which again, what is the point of that one? Doing it with, I think most people have got it all.
The Sea Devils was probably the most repeated John Pertwee story during the 70s.
Yeah, they know it. That story, I agree. It is. I don't. It's like so many things. It's.
Oh, I'll tell you what I did. I tell you what I did watch. Because I forgot at the beginning. You know, when you talk
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
I watched Patton on Sunday.
Oh, Patton. Oh, right. Yeah.
Tell you
What do you?
what, that's got a cracking score. Tell you who did it though,
Oh,
Jerry Goldsmith. Jerry
oh
Goldsmith,
no.
right, did
Yeah.
the Patton
But what
score.
about George C. Scott?
George C. Scott, yeah,
What about his role in that?
yeah.
Excellent. Right, and I've been waiting for people to mention this again. I watched Nora this week. It's very good and engrossing film, but I thought it was, here we are, a tad too long.
One of
Maybe,
Josh's, that's one of Through the Lenses'
yeah.
favorite films. That isn't it?
I thought it was a good film. I enjoyed it. I don't know whether I thought it was too long. No, it went by quite well for me, but I can understand. Some people might think that. Yeah, Jamie, but there we are. Muckman Honora was my favorite film last year. I absolutely loved it. Yeah. And then says, do you like the Bill? Favorite character or episodes? I used to like the older episodes of the
It's
Bill.
amazing, right? Because when I was speaking to Jim Jam,
yeah,
he likes the Bill. I said, did you know that was like hour-long episodes at the beginning, right?
yeah,
Wasn't anything like these half-hour episodes.
yeah.
And a lot of people probably don't remember that. You know what I mean? But I remember my mum watching it, but I didn't watch it too much, and I was never into it when it was in half-hour episodes.
Yeah,
Never was.
It's something you could dip in and out of, really.
Yeah.
It wants something. Not that makes it a bad thing. I don't think it. I think it was well done, and I think there were some interesting characters in there. And it did deal with some good issues, I think, as well.
Yeah.
But do you know, I can't remember the main characters anymore. I can't remember the names.
Well, when it was an hour long, the actual, I think the actual detective sergeant or something was this very short-haired ginger-haired guy.
Yeah.
He was in the first 2 seasons, and then it all turned into the ones that are in the half-hour episodes. You know, the one that looks a bit like the conductor off the
buses. I know. There's one of the actors who was in Quadrophenia who was in the Bill. He's quite a good character. He's one. He played one of the. I think he was in uniform, and then he went into being a detective. But I don't know enough about the Bill, really.
I get enough of them.
Yeah, yeah. I have got one of them. It was something that Jim Jam sent. I think it could have been as a thing to get. I looked at it up and I got it really cheap. I think it's series 1 to 5. I got it for about £8, which is pretty good value. But that's early Bill, isn't it? So
yeah,
I don't know much any of that. But yeah, I think it's something that you could just dip in and out of. You didn't have to follow it week after week. Ian and Del, I'm looking at the Panini site. They published Doctor Who magazine. Just released a special magazine all about UNIT and the stories they were involved in. Looked good. Ordered it. Oh, right. Yeah. It does sound pretty good. What can you say about UNIT? Great to see. Though I haven't. Do you know what I haven't done yet? I haven't seen this series yet. This new one that they've done, which is supposedly UNIT based. Partly because it kind of think, oh dear, it's going to be bad. But I don't know. I might give it a chance. I don't think they've shown it all yet, have they? The war between sea and land.
Oh, they started it last Sunday, I think.
Have you seen any of it? I haven't
I've
watched
seen
it.
the first episode. They showed 2 episodes on Sunday, and then they're one a week up until Christmas, and there's 5 episodes in total.
So I'd rather watch it all, I think, at once. You know, I don't know. But
most people that are talking about it are really just saying, yeah, but why is it under the, you know, what's it all about? You know, why there's no doctor in it. So,
that's right. Yes, yeah,
you know,
that's one of the things. It's a unit thing.
It's in the sort of in the Doctor Who universe, but then again, everything's in the bloody Doctor Who universe. He's a time traveler through space. I mean, what the that's everything, then, isn't it? So
I've got a feeling that it was done sort of as a bit of extra money they had left with Disney, and I thought, oh, we better take this.
It could have been something. It could have been something like Torchwood. It could have been.
Yeah, but it's not going to get anything else.
No,
from this. It's just to be a one-off. Disney have now finished, so they're not going to bother much with it. In fact, I'm sure I saw somewhere that they're not showing it on Disney Plus till next year. It's just the BBC that's showing it exclusively at the moment.
Well, you know, even though Disney have pulled out and everything, I think the BBC have probably the distribution rights to it, so you'll probably see a steelbook.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want, isn't it? Yeah. So I may well.
What are you insinuating? Correct me, by the way.
In fact, I may well get it myself as well, because I've not watched it, but it doesn't look like anything to do with Ncuti Gatwa, so it has to be a good thing.
Oh, you know, I mean, it's got unit in it. I mean, it's got unit in it. It's got that Toby bloke who was in the Titanic episode, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, which is an older Doctor, older new Doctor Who. It's Kylie one.
And the best thing I think the best thing I saw him in was Being Human. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's another good one. That's a good one. Yeah, but at least we've got Ncuti Gatwa is gone now, hasn't he? Which is good news. Who knows? This Christmas, well, I'm sure it's going to happen. The Christmas special next year, we should get a new Doctor. We should get a new Doctor. So that's something to look forward to.
There's a guy on YouTube. I don't really agree with him. He's Irish. Every time you hear him talk, he's always got a cartoon picture of his face or something.
Yeah.
And he said, although he thinks that Doctor Who should take a rest, right? You can say yes to that, you can say no to that. He said the best way that they can do any of this is to start an episode straight after the Capaldi regeneration. So as soon as that regeneration from there, and say all of that other stuff, another dimension. It happened in another dimension, nothing to do with it. Just wipe the whole lot.
Yeah. But
because he said that's the only way that I think the BBC can redeem themselves.
I think they could just start it. Just start a Doctor. I think they could just do it. Just do it. Just start
they did that in 2005. So but I think it would be good to do the story from Capaldi's regeneration. I think that.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen though. But and Billy Piper, they can just ignore, pretend it didn't happen. Just pretend it didn't happen.
Have you heard some of the stories about how that works? You know, it's like she was the last person that put her face in the TARDIS's, live stream and all of this sort of stuff.
I know where regeneration completion is, and I like that. But you could just go into a story of the new Doctor, whoever he is, just in an adventure. You could just do that. You don't have to go into a regeneration, It's all open, because they could do the regeneration at another time. Maybe, I don't know. They could do something.
I'll tell you what. The thing I liked about 2005 and Christopher Eccleston was they kept talking about the Time War.
Yeah,
and you just didn't know anything about. You kept going. Have I missed something? What the hell's what's all about? Right? There's Time War and all this sort of stuff. I kept going, oh, have I missed a big finish thing? Have I
know it was a good idea. It was a great idea that
and
time.
then of course they had to, then of course as you kept going on, they had to keep filling in the blanks, didn't they? Until the 50th anniversary came out, and that was the end of that.
Yeah.
So if you did start it off again, there'd be all of this. Oh, you got to fill in the blanks. What was that all about?
Oh, I just forget about all that rubbish. I just say, oh, it's the Doctor. Yeah, just get on with adventures, and you don't have to have Billy Piper there.
But I will say this about Unit. It never really fazed me when I was watching it as a kid.
Yeah.
But later on, I kept going, that shouldn't have worked. Unit.
Yeah.
Unit shouldn't have worked. The Doctor is not about violence and all of this sort of stuff. Doesn't like officials. Doesn't like all of this sort of stuff. And yet we based a whole family around John Pertwee, with the Brigadier, and you know, and all of that sort of Sergeant Benton and all of this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And of course it meant that they had Havoc as a stunt team and all of that sort of stuff. But if you think about it, it should never have worked.
No.
Just because it's set on Earth doesn't mean you have to have an army bloke around and working for the United Nations and going off to Geneva every second of the day and all that sort of stuff.
I think though there was a change in the writing, because if you look at the first season or series, whatever you want to call it, of John Pertwee, he's very much pushing that pacifist line. Really, he doesn't want to be involved in, you know, destroying other people. But then it kind of changes, doesn't it? Because the Solarians, he wants to bring them with the Sea Devils together, and he doesn't want them, you know.
The army just want to blow them up and stick them under the ground.
He doesn't want that. He doesn't want it. He's saying they're entitled, you know, they're part of this planet, you know.
I mean, it's very prickly because I mean, Unit is all about like you know, with Patrick Troughton, you know, there are a couple of ones there. Then they're in it totally with John Pertwee, and they establish themselves. But then you have to distance yourself when you get to Tom Baker, don't you?
Yeah, because they dropped it pretty quick.
I can't quite remember, but I don't think. I think Patrick Troughton didn't mind them too much, you know, the Brigadier and all of that. I mean, he sort of like was separated from them for quite a bit. Even the invasion, you know what I mean? But when it comes to John Pertwee, it's like, I don't even like you, Brigadier, but I put up with you because I want to get the TARDIS up and running. You know what I mean? So, I mean, at the end of the day, when you see Peter Davison, you know, talk about Unit and that, he's got a big smile on his face, thinking back fondly, and I'm going, do you remember when you were John Pertwee, Peter Davison?
Yeah.
That you never got on with this guy.
No. I think what it was with Doctor Who, Peter Hinchcliffe came along. As a new producer and wanted rid of Unit. That was one of his main things. Get rid of Unit, and he got rid of it. Barry Letts did a good job, no doubt about it, but Hinchcliffe came along and wanted something different with Tom Baker, and he was into gothic horror and all that, and that's what we got, which was brilliant. But
anyway, I suppose we've talked about Doctor Who a lot, haven't we?
Yeah. I'll move on because not everybody's as big a Doctor Who fans as we are.
Oh, I could talk about it today.
Yeah, I know we could. Yeah. And then, this is I mentioned Roofman good, but needed a little more energy or something to that. I just think I enjoyed it. You know, I'm not going to say it's the greatest film ever, but it was enjoyable. And the fact that it was based on a true story, I think makes it even more interesting. I did. And the idea and the concept was, it's quite a good idea, you know. And that he survived so long doing that. Yeah.
He was doing over McDonald's, wasn't he?
It was a Toys R Us he was living over. That's what
He
makes
was
it
living
more
over
interesting.
that, but it was after he was getting close to being caught doing over McDonald's, weren't it?
Yes, yeah. And then we've got Tony saying, I always used to watch the Bill Akers favorite characters. Oh yeah, Burnside, Stamp, Ackland, Brownlow, amongst others. Yeah, I don't remember those as much, but and Burnside, he was quite.
Well, they all. I remember Ackland. I remember Burnside.
Yeah.
Then about Brownlow and Stamp.
Brownlow, and it was very tasty, I suppose. Who would be better for a Murder, She Wrote movie? Goldie Hawn or Julia Roberts?
Well, Goldie Hawn, I think.
I'd say, actually, I think Julia Roberts could do it now. As an actress, she's moved on, I think, quite a bit, matured quite a. I mean, Goldie Hawn is good as well. I just pick Julia Roberts for.
I don't know. I think Julia Roberts would probably make a very good, Agatha Christie.
Oh, interesting too. Yeah.
Goldie Hawn, I think, seems like the sort of person that could be a batty old woman going around sticking her oar in.
Batty old woman, I like that.
Well, have you seen her in The House Sitter with Steve Martin? I mean, she just got in the way of everybody. She was making up stories left, right, and centre.
Yeah,
I could just imagine her sort of like being, Miss Marple or a whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and then Si's eyes starting to roll up in his head, and then Tony says Goldie Hawn for me. And then Si says, I went to see Kill Bill.
That's right. He said,
bloody affair on Friday. Wow. Just wow. My goddaughter hadn't seen it before, and she was blown away with it. It has a couple of extra bits in it. Absolutely loved it. Well, that's great.
It's been a long time, since I watched both back to back. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I've watched it, and then I've watched it 2 weeks or 3 weeks later. Watched the second one or whatever, or a week apart. I haven't watched them back to back in ages, and I can't remember ever seeing them back to back at the cinema. I saw them both at the cinema.
Yeah,
I saw them both at the cinema, but I mean, I like the first one over the second one, but the second one gets a bad rap, really. But the first one's got just such a great fight sequence, hasn't it? So much blood and decapitation and everybody rushing in.
Yeah. Now this is interesting, Tony. Yeah, it's because the question. One thing I remember out Never Say Never Again is Rowan Atkinson and.
God, yeah.
This has come up because I said, and this is my personal opinion, that I don't get on that much with Never Say Never Again, and I'm a big Sean Connery fan. But I never got on of this film because of what was missing from it. They couldn't use the music. It was a rehashed Thunderball story. It wasn't as good. I just felt it was a letdown.
I'll tell you what, for me, Never Say Never Again. There's two things that I come away with it. It starts off all right. There's a big
retirement home.
There's a big sequence at the beginning, and it shows that Bond is getting old. His reactions are gone. He was doing he was in a sort of like training thing. We didn't know it was a training thing when you're watching it.
Yeah.
This woman, she gets out of her bed, knifes him in, and says, "There you are, you're dead."
Yeah.
And the other thing is the electronic game where it was played thermo war against. You're playing for land. And it was this big electric thing, and you hold on to this thing, and you get electric shocks if you get it wrong, and you were red and blue, and you had to you fired and got land, and rockets were coming at you. And I thought, oh, this is all very good. I like all this, but then the rest was very underwhelming. Like in the sauna, and seeing Pat, what was his name, Pat Roach.
Yeah.
In it, I mean, the great Pat Roach, who was in Alvida Zayn Peck, a wrestler in my childhood, and there he is trying to smack Bond around a bit, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, a Bond film without the Bond theme in that we all love so much.
Oh,
It's not
because
a Bond
never,
film.
never, never say never again.
It's just
Never,
not.
never say
It's just
never
not the
again.
same. The film, and it just feels like he is doing it for the money. You know, he's just doing it.
Really was.
Yeah, that's it.
But
You know what I
it
mean?
was. But yeah, it needed a John Barry score, didn't it?
It needed a lot more,
Summer.
I think, as well. But the music, I agree.
I tell you what, it came across like a TV movie.
Yes, yeah, actually, maybe that's a good point. Yeah,
It didn't look like Bond to me always came across like it was larger than life and bigger than the cinema.
Yeah,
that's probably because of all the stunts. And this thing, apart from a supersonic sort of bike type thing, didn't really have any set thing. Like,
no, that's right.
You know,
there was
there's no big submarine with all people jumping in left, right, and center and coming down on ropes and
exactly. I think you hit it on the head. It lacks all that, and that's why I found it. I don't want to watch it again. It's not something I'd really want to watch again. Maybe I will watch it again in a few years just to see.
Even more. It's almost like Cannon made it.
It just some.
You remember Cannon Group with Masters?
Yeah, I remember Cannon Group, famous
Superman, The Quest of Peace, all that. Crap, right?
Yeah.
What was their name? Was it Golan Globus? Was it the people who owned Cannon?
Oh,
they were there hiring everybody and coming out with crap for years.
Yeah,
and years.
Yeah.
Finally went for bankruptcy, didn't they?
Yeah. But it's like an interesting oddity, really. Never Say Never Again. It's interesting that it was there, but it doesn't feel like a proper James Bond film. That's the problem.
Where's the Lotus Alanan jumping off of a cliff with a British parachute?
You're not going to get anything, are you, like that? No, that's the thing. Anyhow, we've got Stacey saying you two start a festival at a cinema. Which 3 movies for opening night and what speakers in and Delboy Festival?
You start a festival at
Can you? All I would say is, can it be just film people who are dead as well as, if you could just bring them all back that are not necessarily alive? Because if they're alive, it makes it even more difficult for me.
Hey, I'll tell you who my speakers would be. Bang & Olufsen.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I know what you mean by speakers, but there you are. So you two start a festival at a cinema. Which 3 movies for opening night? What about The Blob?
Yeah, you could do. Yeah,
but it's just, if that isn't a film that you'd have as a open air cinema, where those drive-in cinemas.
Yeah.
You got to have a drive-in cinema type film, ain't you, at a festival?
Yeah, I think we ought to do the film that we talk about, but it's difficult to do. But the way it was done, which was the 3 cameras, which I'm going to say, is How the West Was Won.
Oh, the West was won.
Wouldn't that be good to see there as well? That would be. It's such a great film.
I think for a festival, though, haven't you got to have a theme? Haven't you got to have a theme?
I don't know. I'm just picking.
I mean, if you put The Blob and then you follow it up with How the West Was Won, that's a bit. That's like. Where's the connection between those 2?
Yeah, well, you would get. You're right. You would get people. Yeah, I suppose you're right. People want similar sort of stuff to The Blob, I suppose.
Because I mean, you can follow that up with Hellraiser. What?
Oh, crikey!
that's just like, where are you going with this?
Oh, all right. What about Creature from the Blue Lagoon?
Black Lagoon.
Sorry, Black Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon's a bit rude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. What about that one? An old creature feature.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Any other you can think of?
I don't know. It's all that schlock sort of like, like what about when worlds collide, or
Yeah.
War of the Worlds, or the Time Machine, or that's what I'd have at a festival. I'd be showing all those.
Oh well, I'd
great.
have I'd have a time travel festival, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
that'd work. You could have Time After Time, Time Machine, and,
The time machine, you've got to have that.
Somewhere in Time. There you are.
Okay, there you are. We've done it for you. I know you'd pick Somewhere in Time. I was waiting for Somewhere in Time to pop up, and it did.
Oh, that's just going to come out. That's going to come out in February and March.
Yeah.
I'll be buying that.
Oh dear. Anyhow, this is a good question. Favorite Terry Thomas performances? Oh crikey!
Was he in those Magnificent Men?
Yeah, I've just thought exactly the same time as you have. He's brilliant in that. He's absolutely brilliant in that.
I'll tell you a terrible performance. He was in something called Spanish Fly.
I've seen that.
Yeah, he was in with the bloke who goes ding dong. Oh, ding dong. What's his name?
I
can't think of his name.
I know what you mean. He's always kind of suave and after the ladies, and
yeah, because he used to go hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah.
Ding dong. All this. Leslie Phillips.
Leslie Phillips. Is it Leslie Phillips?
So Leslie Phillips and Terry Thomas were doing a film abroad where they make this, where Terry Thomas has got this shitload of wine that he's trying to get rid of, and it makes everybody all randy. Called Spanish Fly. Biggest load of shit you'll ever see in your life. Worst Terry Thomas performance I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh, awful.
I bet he has made a lot of poorly films, not very good. But I'm trying to think of any good ones. Cheating. Magnificent Men in the Flying Machine is one that did stand out.
Oh yeah.
And one that I just reviewed he's not a major role in it, but he's still good in I'm All Right, Jack. But it's not his major role, I would say. Yeah, here it's got School for Scoundrels.
Sounds right.
Well, I've seen that one. I'm All Right. How to Murder Your Wife. Of Those Magnificent Men in the Flying Machine.
Yeah, well, that's a play. How to Murder Your Wife.
Private's Progress. That's been that was mentioned as before the I'm All Right, Jack film. I think it's similar cast. Monte Carlo or Bust. Spanish Fly. There you are.
Yeah.
The Green Man. Oh, he's in The Green Man. And it's a Mad, Mad, Mad World.
I was going to say, was he? It's a Mad, 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 Mad World.
Yeah, Mad, Mad World. He's in that.
Because Jonathan Winters is in that, isn't he?
I don't know. Tom Thumb. God, I haven't seen that for years. I can't remember him. Tom Thumb. Jules Verne's Rocket to the Moon, 1967. That must be a later one than that one that we know.
Peter Sellers did a Mouse on the Moon, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which was about that. Some European small town that basically gets the NASA project against the moon. And it was all to do to try and get the central heating for the castle working or something.
Here is in. I forgot. He's in the abominable Dr. Phibes, Vincent Price film.
Oh, he was.
Yeah. Oh, I have to choose that one. There's the Mounts on the Moon that you just mentioned. Lucky Jim is in Lucky Jim. Kill or Cure. Oh, yes, I remember that one. Kill or Cure. That's a good comedy.
Yeah.
He was in Dr. Phibes Rides Again. So he's in both Dr. Phibes films.
You just reminded me I've got to replace my Dr. Phibes films. Remember, I keep
Yeah. It does go up. Let's have Operation Snatch. I don't know anything more about that. Right. The Sandwich Man.
Anyway, we better get moving, haven't we?
Yeah. So I think we found enough films of Terry Thomas. I think we found some there.
Those Magnificent Men in the Flying.
Yeah.
But I like Jack Lemmon and I, so.
Yeah. So, and then we've got here Rocket Bunny. With regards to Diamonds Are Forever, I wonder what Sean was doing in the 3-year gap since Only You Only Live Twice. As he looks 10 years older since that film. Goodness knows what he was doing. But I don't get your point. He does look very old.
He did do Robin and Marion, didn't he? And a few other things.
And then Jill St. John saves Diamonds Are Forever. Yeah, maybe you're right there. Yeah. Having said that, I still like it. Has some great stunts and set pieces, Rocket Bunny says. And then we've got Jamie. Why the hell hasn't the Holdovers Blu-ray come down in price yet? I know I've not seen Holdovers, but everybody says it's a great
because it's bloody Christmas. That's why.
Yeah. Everybody mentions it, has been mentioning it.
That should have gone down in price over the summer, but it didn't.
But it won't now, will it? Because of Christmas.
It won't now.
No. And then we've got here Terry Thomas loads. I'm all right, Jack. Make mine mink. Too many crooks. Private Progress. Blue Murder at St. Trinian's. To name
I wondered. Yeah, he did at St. Trinian's. I did say.
Yeah.
I just wondered. I said, I wonder if he did at St. Trinian's. I know George Cole did. But, you know.
And then here we have Warner Brothers Netflix calls you. They say we make a falling down streaming program, and what performances?
So we're doing a Michael Douglas falling down program, are we? And what performers are we having in it? Is that right?
Yeah, I presume it's something like that. I'll be honest to you. I love Falling Down. We wouldn't want another one like that.
Well,
I don't want another one like that.
The only thing that about that is I don't know if anybody's brought up, but I think it's disgusting Netflix buying Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know.
It's not a good move, is it?
If that gets greenlit, because it's not a done deal.
Yeah.
If that gets greenlit, that's going to be atrocious.
Physical media could have problems in the future with them.
Well, people have been talking about. I just think it's a bad idea.
Yeah, and also the other thing is it hasn't got a green light, and it's not going to happen yet, and it still may not go through.
Yeah, that's what I said. A lot of people have said they all kicked off as soon as they heard about it.
Yeah.
But the one thing you have to say about this is it's not green lit yet. Just agreed. They've just agreed to the bid.
Yes, exactly. Because I noticed as soon as you say, as soon as it was announced, you went on YouTube and I saw absolutely stacks of videos.
Yeah, YouTube exploded.
Yeah, everybody thought, God, I've got to do a video, one of my discussion videos on it. And there we are. Everybody was doing discussion videos on it. Yeah. I think before people maybe even thought a bit more about it and what actually was said. Anyhow, let's move on a bit. Never seen the original Survivors all the way through, just the odd episode. I did watch the remake from a few years back. The original Survivors, Tony, is well worth watching. If
BBC One, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we had a question about that earlier, about Survivors. Definitely.
Well, that's writers again from Doctor Who spinning off, isn't it?
Yeah. And then Classic Survivors, 3 series. Yeah, I was wondering how many series. I think, it's 3. Lots of cast changes and challenges throughout its production.
Well, it's because the BBC couldn't really commit to doing something, I think, totally adult orientated with the writing. I think.
Yeah.
I think
And
it was a great premise. The first ones were really, really gritty, and
yeah.
it sort of
Well,
got
I
watered down.
said that it dealt with a lot of issues as well. It
Well,
did have
it was all
Yeah.
about the planet and
Yeah.
dying and killing
But
and
but as the
dystopian.
community, people getting together as well, forming those communities and what went on in there. There's loads of things. It's a really good series. Highly
Had a
recommend.
great title sequence, if I
Yeah.
remember rightly.
Anybody who's not seen it, it's well worth trying to check out and have a watch it. It's of its time, but I think it still stands up. I did used to watch the very early, oh God, no, Mrs. Brown, but the jokes film very well thing. Tony said, Tony, I couldn't even bear watching it from beginning. As soon as I saw that person,
he's got a fair point, because
yeah,
when I first heard of Mrs. Brown, it was a couple of straight to video radio dramas that were turned into TV for Ireland only, right?
yeah,
And I watched them and I thought, bit rough, but this is all right.
yeah.
When it actually came over here and turned into a series, I went, well, this is all the stuff I've seen before. They've just rehashed it all, and now they just won't let it die. It's like every Christmas there's a one on Christmas Eve and one on New Year's Eve, and it's like part 1 and part 2, and you just go, I don't want any part. Can we have it off? This damn thing finished with,
It's not my cup of tea at all. I've never watched any of it.
Brandon something or other, isn't it?
It's just awful. It just looks awful to me. But I guarantee it does have people at the beginning who enjoyed it. But
I'll tell you what. The one thing I liked about it, right in the early days, there was this. One of the sons is gay, and they used to have him sitting at the table with Mrs. Brown, and they would try to make each other laugh. Right, you could see that they tried to make each other laugh. Mrs. Brown would say something, and it'd just crease up. But apparently, they fell out, I think.
Yeah, he got sacked. I'm sure I saw a YouTube video on it.
But that was the only thing. That was the only thing that I found amusing, was them two trying to take the piss out of each other or something. You know what I mean?
Just one for me, anyway. And then we often mention this. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is my favorite movie about non-sci-fi travel. Yeah.
It's my favorite. One of my favorite comedies. Full stop.
Yeah. And then Rocket Bunny says, yes, but this is what I mentioned. The Right Stuff is a great film. Got me really interested in the Mercury program. Homemade documentaries. There's a great YouTube channel to learn the facts of all 360s US space programs.
And there's a dramatization going on right now on BBC One that's in 3 parts.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Prince calls you in 1998. He says he should be in Lethal Weapons 4. No.
Prince calls you in 1998. He says, should he be in Lethal Weapon 4? No.
And isn't Prince got something in 1999? Isn't that one of his things? I don't know. Know. I'm sorry. Prince is somebody who I should have got into more, but I never really got into. I know he's a great guitarist. He was, so he's dead.
My mate was.
I never got into him, to be honest.
My mate was so into Prince. He loved it with Wendy and Lisa, went on about all of that sort of stuff, and that whole period. I watched Purple Rain and thought, well, it's all right. I do like some of the music.
Yeah, I think when he died, he got sort of more talked about and recognition, as often happens, about his guitar playing.
I will say he's a brilliant guitarist.
Yeah, that's it. That's what people were saying. What a great
I just think he was a bit extrovert. That's all.
Yeah,
a bit too extra. Probably a bit too extrovert.
He did have these kind of daft periods, didn't he? When he called himself Symbol and
I get
weird stuff. going on.
The thing about that symbol thing, I do totally understand what he's talking about. It's like, well, if you're going to steal my name, I am going to remove my name. I am just going to become a symbol.
I know he did all that stuff.
Now I understand that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, but it's almost like the whole black movement thing, in regards to bending the knee and all of this sort of stuff. It's a protest thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's just that he made up a symbol for himself, and then
didn't he cover his face up? Did he have a mask on? Oh yeah. See, that immediately put me off. Which you shouldn't do if you listen to the music, but it did. But I know he's now since he died. He's definitely gone up a lot in people's people's recognition of him. And then Tony says, "We want rant. We want rant." Oh yeah, the Tony York rant. Yeah, we've not had one properly yet.
I ain't gonna give him free advertisement, little bastard. I did. I told you with that Emmanuel, wasn't it? I said he's a great little pervert.
You did get that. Would you rather see a Paul Bunyan or John Henry movie? I'm sorry, I've no idea. I'm sorry, I have to be straight on, honest. I've no idea who
I don't
Paul
know
Bunyan
Paul Bunyan. I'll tell you that. Paul
Bunions are on your feet out there. You got a bunion.
We'll be deliberating what those two are, but before we even get to actually answering the question, that's the trouble with that.
Yeah, and we've got to move on a bit. Sorry, The Right Stuff was in my top 3 R films. Oh right.
Yeah, with his November thing. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I had him believing me about martyrs. Yeah, well. It's still a great thing, though. You tease. Tony, what's the Christmas Catherine Deneuve film in? Thought I had a most available filmography. I think it's just called A Christmas Tale, I think. Just hold on. Let's tell you.
That was a brilliant special effect. Look, I looked round for a minute, and then he was gone. Thought, bloody hell, that must have been a TARDIS effect.
Here it is. There it is. It's as you can see, A Christmas Tale. There she's there, Catherine Deneuve. Yeah. Brilliant. I'm looking forward to watching that. Right. Then we have got just got home. Was listening to Ian on the drive home, lamenting how Xmas has lost its magic, as he's got older. I'm like, where is the next overpass to drive my car off it? Dear Lord, depressing. Well, I thought you'd cheer,
Don't tune into my Christmas bar humbug extravaganza then. Hey, be slitting your wrists.
I did say it will improve. It's just I've had a bad year, it seems to me, for lots of reasons, which I went through. It will. Next year, it'll be a better year for me. I know it will. I know it. Then Si says, Wreck is, decent Spanish film. Wreck is a great film. I enjoyed Wreck, and it's the best, better than the Hollywood version.
I can see the cover of that now. It's got Wreck with a little red little dot.
Yeah. But I forgot that was a Spanish film. Yeah, that is a great choice there. Rudolph is coming. Smile, for goodness sake. Oh, lovely.
Yeah. If I had a restaurant, it'd have Rudolph soup, Rudolph burgers, Rudolph.
Sexy beast. That's the
Rudolph and chips. That's what I'd be serving if I had a restaurant.
Ray Winston gangster film. That's it. Yeah. And then Wreck isn't a decent Spanish film. It's a bloody excellent Spanish film. Thank you. Like that. That's what Jamie says. True McMahon, my lad. That's what you ought to say.
My bad.
Tony, are you available to moderate my live stream on the 21st of December? See, I'm
Well,
sure
I'll
he
tell you
will.
what, if you can you work out why we can't get him to moderate our channel? Because we can't get his bloody name right.
We can't get the spanner. We haven't taken his spanner away, but it just won't go on. He's spannerless. Yeah, but he moderates. Come on, Tony's a great guy. Yeah,
Of course he is.
yeah. Rocket Bunny, my favorite non-sci-fi space. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Apollo 13, hands down. Sorry if that's a dull answer. No, it's a good one. I should have thought of that. I mean, what is not to love about Apollo 13 as a film? Do you like True Identity, 1991 comedy?
Oh wow!
Sorry, I don't know, but I bet he knows about it. Here we go.
No, I've seen it, but I can't quite. I'm trying to remember what that was like. I'd have to sort of like think about that for a bit. We ain't really got a lot of time, but if I remember rightly, it was all right.
Yeah, yeah. And then Cauldron of Stardust, Apollo 13 was a great realistic space movie. It was. It's just a great film, and I remember it as well.
Fantastic score.
Yeah, I remember it happening. I mean, it was like the whole world was watching when that happened. It really was. It was all over the news, the newspapers, live program, TV shows about it. James Burke and all those people were on about it. It was
all I can say about that is some of us weren't 30 like you.
Yeah, but it was a.
Was it 1970? What was it? 1972 or something?
Yes, I think it is
72, 71.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, but I think a lot of people were unsure whether they would get back, safely. There were lots of questions there, but they were so ingenious and so clever, the people who were able to guide them back. NASA. It was absolutely fantastic.
This is the thing. I think the best NASA project, the best NASA project for me was the Voyager missions.
Oh yeah.
I can't get over even now the Voyager programs, the flybys over,
all the planets
and everything. And the fact that next year, and it's very early next year, they are one light day away.
Wow.
One light day away. And they're still transmitting now.
Yeah, I know. That's amazing.
They've gone past the heliosphere. Yeah. I mean, they're now interstellar space.
Yeah.
And they're still going.
Yeah. It even got in a Star Trek film. What more can you say about that?
Voyager,
Voyager. What a film!
I mean, there was this. All it is, this one guy went up to NASA and said, "Do you know what? There is one time in 1977 where we've got this open window that we won't have for another 50 years or something.
So quickly,
we can knock these two probes out, and that you will be able to get all these pictures. Right, one man,
fantastic." Absolutely wonderful.
And he did all the maths for it all.
Yeah.
And I'm going, this is where NASA is most innovative, is that sort.
Yeah. I mean,
it's got some bonkers stuff on
there.
Like a gold laser disc and all that sort of shit.
I have no time for internet, YouTube, where all these people saying we never went up into landing.
That bollocks.
That is a bollocks.
Honestly, it annoys
Why
me.
People give them time, I do not know. It's absolute bollocks. But yet we get these people still trying to.
Actually, somebody said this the other day. They said, "I don't think all the aliens are going to be able to read that gold disc because it might be an NTSC format or PAL. We don't."
Yeah.
They'll have to have a multi-region. They'll have to have a multi-region player. I'm going, no, it don't work like that. But anyway, I just thought that was quite funny.
All the conspiracy theories people, I say, well, how come these satellites and people have seen where they actually landed on the moon and they can see all the stuff that is still there? How did that get there?
They put mirrors up there, didn't they? That you could bounce. You yourself could bounce a laser off.
Yeah,
of the,
people
off
said
the
all
mirrors,
sorts of
tiny mirrors.
Rubbish. It's if it was such a conspiracy, how come the Russians and people like that weren't making a big thing of it if it never happened, because they would have done. They would have made a massive thing about it. Hot take: Apollo 13 should have won the Best Picture Oscar in 1995 over Braveheart. Sorry to the Scots in chat. That's a good take. Cauldron of Stardust. Yeah.
I think they wanted to give Mel Gibson some sort of like nod.
Yeah, it is a great.
I do know that Hollywood likes a good period thing, don't they?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a good film.
Apollo 13, it was. Do you know what? I used to have the score of Apollo 13 playing in my car when I used to drive through Death Valley.
Yeah.
When I was in California and I was going through Death Valley to get to Reno. I was going to Reno, I think.
Yeah.
I drove through went from San Diego, and I went through Bishop, which is the highest point. I went through the lowest point, Death Valley, and went to Reno, I think, and then I moved up to through the Hoover Dam up to Las Vegas. That's right. And I had that music playing along with the score for Forrest Gump and a load of other scores.
Yeah,
loved it.
Good times, memories, great memories.
Yeah.
Rocket Bunny says the dish. My brain goes down a totally different route rather than something space related.
I bet. Yeah.
And then James says top 5 Christmas films should be a varied live stream. Got 2 guests. All right. Yeah, you can probably say it. Hopefully it will be.
It's all right. I knew I'd be bottom of the list with Jamie. Yeah.
Airplane 2, the sequel, is a great non-sci-fi space travel film. Yeah. Sigh, have a laugh at that one. And then Stay says, "What are your top 3 picture Oscar winners ever?" I'd say The Sting and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and
well, Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur. Thank you. Yeah. What are your 3?
Well, I was going to say Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur. Yeah.
Best Picture Oscars.
Oh, sorry. I've probably got the wrong ones. Mine probably weren't the best pictures. I don't know if Sting was the best picture. Might have been. I know One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I'm sure was.
Yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was. I think The Sting might have been best picture.
To be quite honest, I'd have to really think about that, because I know of films that should have won but didn't.
Yeah. As is often the
there's
case,
things like I think A Beautiful Mind should have got a best film for that, and that didn't. That was a great film.
No.
And the Goodfellas, that should have won.
Halloween. I bet that didn't win. That should have won. Carpenter's Halloween.
It's one of those ones where when you're talking about Oscars, they've been going since the 30s all the way up to now.
Yeah.
And I don't seriously have to think, what are the top 3 Best Picture Oscar winners?
Yeah.
Because I could go, I could go with Ben-Hur, and I could go, all of those old films.
I could go into a rant.
Ten Commandments and all of that. You know what I mean?
My rant about it are the Oscars are there now for marketing nowadays, maybe for film.
I don't think Titanic.
They're not what they were.
I don't think Titanic deserves all them Oscars.
Yeah, but don't you think they're not what they were? There was a bit of excitement, I remember, with terms of coverage in media and talking about it. But when they come round, it's not. I don't think the excitement is quite there. I know. Was it Josh who tried to get that excitement? Like he'd do a live stream of the Oscars, which I think is quite a good idea.
Yeah, I've just realised how far back you are.
But anyhow, I could have gone on too much. I'll try and move on quicker. Golden and Dust. I totally agree. Thank you, Rocket. About to eat my leftover calzone in the oven. Right. This chat always makes me crave good food to go with it. Well, thank you. Yeah. We're a cordon bleu channel. Tony Hawk says, okay, Jamie, if you find the elusive banner, lend it to Ian after you finish with it. Yeah, I'd love it back to give to you, but I don't think we're going to.
It's just a matter of knowing what the account name is. That's all.
Would you like a Fabulous Baker Boys Legacy sequel? No, I'm not bothered. I'm sorry.
I like the Fabulous Baker Boys, but it was only one again that I only saw a couple of times.
Yeah, did it need another one? I don't know. Tony says no. Sai says, have you seen that some cinema chains are screening The Shining next week for its 45th anniversary? My local audience is putting it on the IMAX. I got one of the last tickets, so excited to see on IMAX. You'll love it. Brilliant. Absolutely love The Shining. I was lucky enough to see it when it came out originally. Absolutely wonderful film. Has Del played the Marvel Comics Invasion beat 'em up yet? It's so good. Got me interested in Marvel Comics for the first time since I was a kid. Well, that's a good.
I know of it. I've seen something. There's somebody called Pixel something that was showing it off as a demo.
Yeah.
And then, of course, what's been released this week is Terminator 2 Dark Fate.
Yeah.
And that's now got all the attention as a 2D sideways scrolling beat 'em up type thing where you can play as 3 or 4 characters from Terminator films and you can actually alter the timeline of the film by playing it.
Yeah.
And it looks an incredible piece. I dare say both are trying to get our money.
Yeah.
I ain't got no money at the moment, so that's me out.
Calder just mentioned, says, my parents asked me what I want for Christmas. All I want are some 2016 Rocket Raccoon comic books because that game single-handedly rekindled my interest in Marvel comics. Well, there you are.
Rocket Raccoon, from the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's weird. The first time I saw Rocket Raccoon was in a Hulk comic.
Back
in the day.
Tony, is Apache worth picking up? And
of course
then,
it is.
Acres of Movies. I recommend Apache.
Après-vous.
Well, thank you for a recommendation.
Wow, that's great because I don't know too many French comedies. I have to say, most people say the French haven't got a sense of humor. So.
Oh, well, we would say that. Yeah, I think they are.
No, but isn't that something that people have said in the past? And I've gone, do you know what? I have no idea.
Yeah,
I haven't really watched too much.
Best action movie commentary. I had no idea. I don't listen to the commentaries. I don't listen to them really.
Must be a Rocky film or something like that where you've got the commentators talking about the fight as it goes on.
I think she means in the extras. When you get a director or actor.
Oh, okay.
Talking.
I thought they were talking about the commentary that goes on. I thought they were talking about the commentary that goes on in an action movie.
It's an action movie. I would have thought that's what she meant. That's what I'm thinking. I may be wrong, but I can't think of any other thing. And then Tony says, yes, I enjoyed Jamie. I had it on DVD. I guess that's how it's likely to end up. Incoming rant. And then Sexy Beast, Spain, good movie. Yeah, that's what we mentioned before, says Stacey. And then we've got Sai said, my mum's old work colleague was from Ireland, and her husband was an old school friend of Dave Allen. So when he did a show in Newcastle, they all went to meet him backstage. Jealous. Oh, Dave Allen. We love Dave Allen. Fantastic. He's wonderful. He was. Sadly, no longer with us. Might pick up Apache then. I'm a big fan of Burt Lancaster, Jamie says. FO is Foreign Office. All right. It's actually Foreign Office in the title. Thank you for that. Cy Robson, very jealous. Also, I have met Dave Allen, a truly unique and funny man. What a role model for Dave about tolerance and humor that can be found in any religion. Great, yeah. Cauldron of Stardust, Sexy Beast was good. The first moment of the movie starts with a top-down shot of bad Ray Winston lounging poolside in a yellow Speedo. I looked at my friend and I was, what the fuck are we in for? And then we are. And then Sai says, Rocket Bunny is my favorite comedian of all time. Billy Connolly is second, of course. And then Stacey says, Terry Thomas steals scenes in It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. Yeah. And again, one that I remember going back years. Have you seen Southland Tales? What are some other movies that are wild stories and big swings like that you enjoy? I haven't seen. I've heard of Southland Tales, but I don't think I've ever seen it. Is it an anthology kind of film? I've not seen it. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Any ideas? No,
I haven't seen Southland. I haven't seen Southland Tales. So.
Yeah, sorry, Stacey, about that. Answer that. Custom Del rant. Can he pick a 2000s movie he disliked to randomly rant on?
A 2000 film
that he can really have a good rant at.
I'll come up with one before the end of this.
Okay. Akers movie Stacey. Do you enjoy the Francois Ozon movie Swimming Pool? No, I don't know that one.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna have to start writing some of these titles down, Stacey. I'll tell you what, you're coming up with some cracking films.
I know The Swimmer, but not The Swimming Pool. The Swimmer's Burt Lancaster. I know that one, but that's it. Where it goes from swimming pool to swimming pool. And then I think Tony says, I think you're trying to capitalize on the new war between land and sea by re-releasing the Sea Devils. That's exactly what they're doing. They need to release something. Why they couldn't find another story to colorize that we haven't had, I don't know. But there we are. Money. All 2000s thriller. Latana, I recommend. La Pagalia and Barbara Hershey. Oh, right. Well, thank you for those recommendations. And then we've got Rocket Bunny. The abbreviated Sea Devils has been released to provide the background to the latest Who spin-off. Yeah, we know the war between the land and sea. Have either of you seen the first two episodes yet? I haven't, and I haven't seen them yet. No.
Well, I know he hasn't seen the first two episodes unless he recorded it because he was with me on Sunday. But it was on.
Yeah, I've not. I'm sure it's on iPlayer, but I haven't watched it. No, I haven't watched it yet. Delboy, did you enjoy Age of Empires?
What, as a game? Yeah, loved it. One of the first CD games I think I bought. It came in a big box from Microsoft. I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I love real-time strategy games and anything that goes over, like ages, like the Mayans and all of that sort of stuff. I love it,
Yeah.
And I like strategy games where you have to build up resources, and build up villages.
Yeah.
So yeah, Age of Empires, absolutely stunning game back in the day.
Stacey says, should Michael J. Fox and Eric Stoltz team up for a meta time travel comedy? I'm afraid that would never happen with Michael.
Well, not with Michael J. Fox like it is.
His condition is not good, and he's probably getting.
I mean, yeah, but if you were to take time back and do something in the 90s, would you just to answer that? Would teaming up to do a time travel comedy work in the 90s? Those two getting together.
What do you think?
I don't think it would.
No, well, there's an answer for you, Stacey.
I don't. The reason for that is Eric Stoltz. I don't know too much about his career, to be quite honest. I knew why they chose him for Back to the Future, and it could have worked. But Michael J. Fox, as far as I'm concerned, was just quintessential to play, Marty McFly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then Rocky.
I think I've seen a number of Eric Stoltz films.
Acres of movies. Age of Empires 2 was a staple of our LAN parties in the early 2000s. Had some epic multiplayer games of that.
LAN parties, that is.
Yeah. Neon is trying to get Universal to go in with them to make Age of Empires as a streaming series. A different empire every season. Would that work? I don't know.
It could, but the thing about it is that Age of Empires is about building up an empire, and through the ages, right? That's why it's Age of Empires.
Yeah.
Could it work week by week, a different empire? Because you're going through the ages. I think you need more time. You need to spend a season of seeing this empire, and then another season of another empire, and then you'd probably lead up to a bit like the way Marvel built up their cinematic universe. You then have a big thing where all of those civilizations at some point went to war against each other.
Yeah.
Was, like the Romans and the Egyptians, and all of that sort of stuff. So, because all the Greeks, didn't they? They fought each other and all of that sort of stuff. You had no end of different empires.
Can I just ask people, because it's 10 to now, if you sort of put any farewells in now at the bottom, because we want to try and finish at 11. I'm sorry it sounds like we're rushing. We enjoy it, but Delboy has, particularly got to get his sleep. So
I can go till about 20-25 past 11.
We'll just see how it goes, but I just thought I'd put that in. But yeah, if you still got any more comments, put them down. But yeah, just bear in mind we might have to rush and finish early. But as long as you're all right about it.
Set Muckman movies, he's a bastard.
As long as you're happy, we'll carry on. Shirley Valentine and Educating Rita helped shape my life. Yeah, I can understand that.
2 great films, but I must admit, Educating Rita tops it for me.
Yeah, it does me. But I think Shirley Valentine's a good film. But yeah,
good
Educating
film.
Rita.
Yeah.
I'm the sort of if it's got Michael Caine in, even if it's a bad film, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it.
Julie Walters knocked it out the park, really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In a way, a career of Julie Walters. I wondered if we thought she'd get bigger than she did. She didn't, did she? Really? But that may be even her choice how she was.
Actually, do you know what? If you think about Wood and Walters, which is where she came from, right. Wood went on to do so much on TV. Walters did so much more in film.
Yeah,
both of them went off to have fantastic careers.
Yeah.
I think Walters had the better end of the stick. If you think about it, she did that lovely scene with Wood, didn't they? Where she did that canteen lady and Acorn Antiques and all that.
They did all that, but I think in terms of films, she may just not have wanted that career. That's how it could be. Not everybody wants to do films, do a few films and that's it. And then Sai says, is anyone else watching
Apparently I downloaded a couple to send to you, by the way.
Twilight Zone episode called Third from the Sun. It's really good. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it before.
And if you don't know, Ian, what Third from the Sun is, Third from the Sun is basically a story about the Earth hurtling towards the sun. And everybody's getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
Yeah, which has been done quite a few times before, hasn't it? Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. And then we've got Delnian. Who should be in the Streets of Rage?
A Rage movie.
Who should direct in the 1990s? Joe Silver didn't think that was a good idea. I think he was wrong. A Streets of Rage 1995 movie I'd have liked to see.
Right, Streets of Rage, just to let you know, was a sideways scrolling beat 'em up. Right, you don't need to know anything more than that. 3 characters walking down the street, beating a load of gangs that shoot.
Is that it? Yeah,
beating the shit out of each other. Now you've seen that there's been a Street Fighter movie and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Would a Streets of Rage movie work? Possibly. Trouble is, it was 90s niche sort of thing. It really, where can you go with it? It's like Street Fighter movie was awful. So I look at Streets of Rage and go, where are you going to go with this? Because other than walking down the street beating a load of shit things up to go and rescue someone, it's got no stories. There's nothing there. You know, you're just talking about 3 people, and you could probably say, right, I'll have Claude Van Damme in it, I'll have Dolph Lundgren in it, and I'll have, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah, he'd pop up,
right?
wouldn't he?
And they're all going down the street, and all these people sort of like come at you and beat the shit out, trying to beat the shit out of you. Right. Do you want that for an hour and a half? No. I can understand why somebody went, nah, I don't think that'd work.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you couldn't even get a toy line out of it.
I think, actually, I think that's fine. But this is a controversial take, everybody. I'm going to get shot. But one of the charms of the John Wick movies, I think people enjoy him doing what he does. But don't you think 4 movies, it gets a bit tiresome? It's my hot take on it. I don't know whether to say that's hot take, but, you know, John Wick, it's overused, I think. And thank God they haven't made any more, because I thought that last one, it just went on far too long. And that reminds me of these kind of almost games where people are just beating up, and it's a constant thing, and it gets boring. But I know a lot of people do love John Wick, and I can see why. It's Keanu Reeves who makes it in that sense. But you know, 4 films, come on. And the split off, but he wasn't in that in much, was he, in Ballerina? But please, enough. I bet they're making another one though. I bet they are. I highly suggest the Lancaster. Oh yeah, Deborah Kerr reteaming in Gypsy Moth's a great movie. Yeah.
Oh, Gypsy Moths.
I love Burt Lancaster. I think he's great. Old-fashioned actor, brilliant. Marty Supreme, one battle after another, and battle after another is uneven and drops Tiana character from the 3rd act. Those scenes were cut out. It makes it incomplete. I've
ordered the Steelbook. I haven't seen it myself. So.
All right. And then we've got Colin of Stardust insinuating. I've always liked the sound of that word, which leads to an interesting question. What words do you enjoy saying because they're fun or sound good? E.g., scrumptious is fun to say. That's an interesting question. What words?
You know, I suppose there's lots of things in the English language. Some people like just saying the word wibble.
Yeah.
I used to like saying anti-disestablishmentarianism and all that sort of stuff, right? Just to say, oh bloody hell, that's a long word. And say, yeah, I only say it once, and I've been trying to bring it into a conversation for years and never been able to do that. You know, just to prove something, you know. But I haven't really got a fun word, you know.
I'm trying to think of something fun to say. I can't think of.
I'm being honest here. I just, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I
haven't really got a fun word that I've
no. Fun phrases, but not words. I can think of.
But that's a good word, isn't it? Insinuating. It's a good word.
Yeah. Also, the plot, as it takes in the Thomas O'Pancho novel, takes place from the 70s up to the 2000s or so, to set in the 90s and end at present day. It doesn't add up, but still fun and an excellent film.
That's that last battle thing, I think.
Yeah. And then Colin of Stardust. There's also an Egyptian wolf-headed god
Wet we
named.
wet.
That's
Wet
a good
we
name.
wet.
A fun name, word for name in this case to say. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I agree. Ranking. Oh, Craigie, you've done one for Delboy. It's his favourite actor, I think. Ranking Anthony Hopkins' best performances in your opinions and mine. I'll tell you what. We haven't got that much time, but I'll let Delboy do them.
No, you go on. I want you ranking Anthony Hopkins. Go on.
Oh, crikey. That's what I mean. I've got to think a bit more about it. I am going to say some, I think, obvious ones. I think. I don't know. I know what I'm going to say, and I like it. It's a film. It's an early film of it. I like Magic.
Magic, yeah.
Yeah, I like Magic a lot.
Well, it's got it's your favorite director, isn't it?
What else do I like?
Well, you like Hannibal, I suppose, don't you?
Yeah. I think Brian Cox does a better version, which is controversial.
I mean, you really like Anthony Hopkins in the films that you really like of his. So I always choose things like The Edge because I really like that.
Yeah, film. I know.
But if you like Sense and Sensibility or something like that, then you'll like that one. If you like Silence of the Lambs, you'll mention something that he's in that or whatever. He's done some great. He has chosen some great films that he has been a great character actor in. And he's done some films where he's just basically just in for action pieces.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff that you can just see he's dialed it in. You know what I mean? He's just there to bring a little bit of pathos to something that's a very flat film, some action films.
I came across him though first on the TV doing in War and Peace. I loved War and Peace. BBC did it, I think, in the 70s, a great adaptation of War and Peace, and he was in that. He played Pierre, I think.
He was
brilliant.
He was the voice. He was the narrator voice in the second Jeff Wayne's production after War of the Worlds called Spartacus.
Yeah.
With Catherine Zeta-Jones as one of the singers.
Yeah.
And nobody talks about that because everybody talks about Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
And they don't know that there was a double CD called Spartacus. And where Richard Burton was in War of the Worlds, he's in Spartacus.
Yeah.
He was the narrator in that. And that's brilliant. I mean, he's a great Welsh, he's got a great Welsh accent. And it really comes across. But what a great actor, anyway.
Stacey's put her films here. Let's have a look here. She said,
mine goes
The 1, The Father, 2, Silence of the Lambs, 3, The Edge, 4, Fracture, 5, Remains of the Day, 6, Surviving Picasso, 7, Hour's End, 8, Lion in Winter, 9, Instinct, and 10, Magic. That's quite a selection there.
The Father is absolutely fantastic. And remember, I sent you one where it was about the saving of those children.
Yeah.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
From actually before war broke out, wasn't it? There was a guy and they were taking. And what about The Fastest Indian?
Yeah. Actually, I have to get this in because I haven't seen many actors in real life, but there's 2 I have seen in real life. One is, of course, the brilliant, I'll talk about forever, but I won't today, is Sir Richard Attenborough. I have actually seen him a few times in real life, but I have seen Anthony Hopkins in real life. I saw them filming Shadowlands. Directed by Richard Attenborough, and he was up there about 15-minute walk from here on Great Central Railway, and I was there watching them doing the filming, and Anthony Hopkins was there. So
apparently
he
really is the ultimate professional on set.
Absolutely. So it was fascinating. There were lots of people there, as you can imagine, watching these two great people doing this scene, which I've seen it in the film, and it's not a very long scene in the film, but it's there. But obviously, they seem to take
I've seen Shadowlands.
Yeah, it's a good film, and it was just fascinating watching it. And of course, to me, to see Sir Richard Attenborough was just absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I forgot Anthony Hopkins was there as well. I didn't see the other actress. She wasn't on set at that particular time, but she was supposedly in love in Where I Live. Who's the actress with them? Who's in Shadowland?
Oh,
the American actress. Oh, I should know. She's reasonably well known.
Don't know, but we'll be here till about
12. We'll be here till
Christmas.
Yeah, I'll probably check that up sometime. Conrad Ross didn't have a massive number one with "Love Is All Around." All right.
Where that is.
1970 first Pertwee series had more adult themes to its stories. I think they were trying to widen the appeal for just children. Yeah, I think you're right there. Say says, yes, fun as is. You two are terrific. Thanks. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoy it. As long as we enjoy it. I hope you do. Han Solo comes back to life. He says, you have to watch Chewbacca in 2 weeks if possible. What movies would you put on to placate Chewie?
I don't know. An Ewok's Christmas and.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
The awful
Gremlins. I don't know. Gremlins and Small Soldiers. How's that?
Yeah, he might enjoy that. Yeah, why not? He might placate him. Ewoks. Yeah. Rocket Bunny. I think that was one of the reasons I returned to watch the Pertwee era of is the unit family and the wider cast. That, coupled with greater producer and script editor, allowed for much bigger scale stories. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the unit obviously did because of the army sort of like thing and protecting the planet, and it's like that really. It's just that the Doctor always seemed to be very prickly with the Brigadier. I never saw it. He softened, obviously, but
yeah,
because the Doctor did obviously soften it himself and as he died and Tom Baker took over. It's just that he always came across to me as all army officials are just arrant nonsense. You know what I mean? I just don't see you as anything. You don't see the bigger picture. You're just all guns blazing, go in there and clean out, hostage situations and stuff like that. And he was more about, don't you understand about the ozone layer and the planet and all of this sort of stuff? And the Brigadier would never see that expanse of an image. That's all. Next.
Right. Do you know who the actress was on Shadowlands? Deborah Winger.
Deborah Winger. All right.
Yeah. And then I'll move on because not everyone is a Doctor Who fan. I honestly love hearing two people geeking out and discussing lore about a show I've never seen. It's fun to feel the geekdom. Yeah, we are geekies. Yeah.
It's. I must admit, it's hard to get into a series with a 60+ year lore to it.
Yeah,
but don't let that put you off. You can actually just dial in, watch one story, and go, "I really enjoyed that as a story."
Yeah,
you can do that. You just need to choose the right story.
Yeah.
I'd say Robot was probably quite a good one.
Well, I think if you want to start in 1970 with John Pertwee, why
Invasion.
not start with his first story?
Inferno, sorry. Yeah. Well, I like Inferno from that season.
I think
that'd work.
I think John Pertwee is a good start because it's colour. So that's how he say it. I can understand people struggling with 60s, but I'm enjoying the 60s ones at the moment.
Yeah, the only story I would leave out in John Pertwee's first season, purely from a point of view that it doesn't work if you're just jumping in, is probably the Ambassadors of Death.
Yeah.
I think you'd find that boring. It's a good story, but I think you'd find that so formulatic.
I think
what the hell are you talking about? This Doctor Who being good? I've just watched Ambassadors of Death. I can imagine it.
I think if you're new to Doctor Who, you're probably right. I think if you're new to Doctor Who, I know what I would do. It'd look up the 10 best episodes of Doctor Who and watch them. And then that'll give you an idea of
but some of those 10 episodes really do have a lot of lore in.
Yeah, but
there'll be things like the regeneration episodes and things like that. You just wouldn't understand.
I don't know. I think you could easily pick like things like Robots of Death. You could pick Genesis of the Daleks.
But you might also come across, I don't know. I had one then, Genesis of the Daleks, and you'd be going, "What am I watching, really?"
I don't know.
You really want to
get into the story about nuclear war. I think you could find out all that. Anyhow, we could talk about Doctor Who for hours.
Yeah, well, whatever you do, just don't do. Like I said, I just don't think Brain and Morbius would be a good story to jump into. You know what I mean? But Pyramids of Mars would.
Yeah. And so, well said, Cauldron, and then Cauldron. I've never watched Doctor Who because I know that it's the kind of show that once I dip my toe in, it will consume me.
It will.
I'm not ready to take that plunge yet. Yet, I like when you said yet. So that means you're not closing the possibility.
That is something that would happen.
Yeah. Once you get it, all I would say is I think it's so much better than even modern Who. As much as I love Eccleston's return in 2005, you still can't beat classic Doctor Who. It's the best. Anyway, I say that every week. Hey, how did your bladder hold up in the Kill Bill affair? Not too many breaks, I hope. Yeah, it would have been difficult. Colin Stars, but it's true. I love hearing a geek out when I'm clueless about what's been discussed. So I love feeling their passion. I'm a geek too, so I know what it's like to be passionate. Yeah, I think everybody in here tends to be passionate about what they enjoy, which is good. Would you like a Leisure Suit Larry movie? Ben Stiller or someone else? And how would the movie go? And what director all time? Maybe Harold Ramis.
Leisure Suit Larry, right, is a lounge lizard, right? He's a guy that wears a white suit, looks for love, right? He looks for going out and trying to. It's sort of like a well-dressed Porky's film.
Yeah.
Right. Would Ben Stiller be good? Yeah, the definite. Yeah. Would Harold Ramis as a director possibly? Yeah, that would work. It would be. You'd have to do it in a 70s style. He looks like the bloke from Fantasy Island, but it's almost like what's his Dustin Hoffman in a white suit.
Oh right,
and a black shirt.
Yeah.
Going down the street looking for action with girls. That's what that is, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be like Rizzo in a suit.
All right. Okay. So we've got Rocket Bunny saying, well, I know about Who than more about Who than films, but enjoy learning lots in this channel. I always come away adding more great films to my watch list. Well, we do the same. We're learning all the time and enjoying, and everybody contributes. Wonderful. Thank you. Sai says, Rocket Bunny, there was a 15-minute interval between volume 1 and 2. The best thing was that it cut out the reveal at the end of volume 1. So my goddaughter got to see the reveal when the bride finds out. It sounds good. It sounds really good. Conrad Sanders, that's so well said, Del. Never Say Never Again did feel like a TV movie. I can't put my finger on exactly why, but that's spot on. Yeah, it is. He's right. Yeah.
Well, you mean I said, but but I've just read the next one. Like, I disagree.
And then I disagree with. It's like Canon made it. It's not that absurd.
No, I suppose I was going a bit of a bridge too far on that one. But it is a TV. It is a TV film to me.
Reboot. Look Who's Talking with innate. I can't say it. Inanimate objects.
Yeah, Look Who's Talking is the little babies talking, isn't it?
Oh, right. I'm not.
Inanimate objects like a lamp talking and things like that. But I wouldn't want to watch it.
No, I wouldn't. It doesn't sound.
Disney can make all sorts of cartoons.
Yeah,
like that.
You could have a teapot talking.
Pixar have already done toys talking, so having lamps talk to each other with settees.
Chairs, settees, tables. Yeah. He's put Canon because we're on about Canon. Creature from the Blue Lagoon, Ian. You had me in stitches there. Well, yeah, I love getting things wrong, especially for the Blue Lagoon. Jonathan Majors would be a good new RoboCop. Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah,
if they wanted to bring back RoboCop, but I don't know.
Do they need to bring it back?
Well, you see, they made a TV series and that was atrocious. So
that's what I mean.
Go with RoboCop to be honest. They brought it back not long ago, didn't they? So,
right. And then, would you like to see a Terminator movie that starts in ancient China, where a giant abacus-like contraption can predict the world's leaders and kill them throughout the years?
Well, the thing about the Terminator was that it was a film that's in an endless loop that goes back to John Connor. So I don't know, going back further into China and that would work, because what's the connection with John Connor?
Yeah.
Other than looking back at his great grandfather or something, right?
Yeah.
So would that person come back from China? Would be China? I don't think that would work, but I can understand what you're talking about. It's a time travel story, and you got robots coming back, but we've seen that, haven't we?
Yeah, which is always a good idea. It's a good story.
Yeah, nothing's a bad idea.
Yeah. Leslie Phillips. Yeah, Leslie Phillips. Yes. Rocket Bunny. Well, hello. And then Spanish Fly was a regrettable performance for Terry Thomas. He unfortunately made a few European films late in his career that weren't very good. He probably wanted some money. Terry Thomas, Disney's Robin Hood. Oh,
yeah.
Did he voice that?
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
For me, Jeff Daniels perturbed me when he played the role of Gregory Peck play in To Kill a Mockingbird. And he acted all smug, etc. Any smaller actor like that gets conceited, and then you decide you don't fancy. I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Jeff Daniels is good, but
good evening, Ian, Del, and chat. This is from Stephen Taylor. I was wondering, are you planning to do streams on Xmas Eve and New Year's Eve this year? As far as I know, we're all ahead. We both talked about it before.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us not to do them, really, is there?
I said there's no problem.
Continue. Yeah. I asked Delboy if he was doing anything. Like me. We're not doing notes.
And just to reiterate, Ian's doing a great stream with Muckman Movies closer to Christmas, and I'm doing my Bar Humbug extravaganza on the weekend before Christmas with Ian and Denny. So there's plenty to tune into.
Yeah. So you'll have plenty of us moaning away and sticking two fingers up to Christmas and being real so full of seasonal joy. Yeah. And then Muckman, yes, Robin Hood is one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. I can understand why, yeah. I love House Sitter. Thank you so much.
Yeah, House Sitter.
Yeah.
Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn.
Yeah. So I need a new bladder. I really don't like the extra bits added or the anime part. Overall, I think Harvey was right better as two movies. All right.
Oh, the Kill Bill.
Yeah. Did you ever collect any of the Mad magazines?
Yes, I did.
A lot of their movie parodies are still quite funny. I never collected them.
I still have my copy of Mad Magazine with the Star Trek: The Motionless Picture parody in it.
Yeah.
You know, with the booby prize and the biggest, you know, and it's got the biggest D-cell batteries that you'll ever come across, and twice the orchestral power of the old booby prize and all of that.
I'm sure you've shown that on your channel.
Yeah, I have.
I think you have done. Yeah, I thought you
had. Mad Magazine, which had Spy versus Spy and all sorts of it. I don't know why it didn't really take off that well in Britain. It's definitely, you can see it's a pulp American magazine, but you know, it's just that it was one of those things that I couldn't get every month. Do you know what I mean? But I loved it when they did. I loved it when they did all the movie, like the Jaws, you know, parody and the Indiana Jones parody. And all of that.
Yeah.
I loved it when they parodied movies.
Yeah.
Just so much.
Okay, we've got Acres Movies. Stacey, pick 2 Sandra Bullock roles and pick 2 Gene Hackman roles for a mutual Mount Rushmore 2 roles for each one. Thanks.
Be here forever, weren't we? But I don't think Sandra Bullock would play very well in The Quick and the Dead. And I don't think Gene Hackman would play very well in, I don't know,
Speed. I don't think he'd fit in Speed, would he, really? No.
Oh, I don't think Gene Hackman would fancy Keanu Reeves for a start. There you go.
No.
So that's a bit difficult, isn't it?
Sorry, we're not very helpful, but I can't think. Sandra Bullock, I've not seen that many of her films, to be honest.
Oh, I've seen a few.
I've not seen that many. There's the computer one. Is it The Net?
No, there's Miss Congeniality 1 and 2.
Yeah, I've not seen that. I've heard of it, but I've not seen that.
Yeah, I mean, apparently she was really good in a TV miniseries just gone just recently where they aged her really quite well, and apparently she was really good in it.
Yeah.
But she was in a lot of these romantic type things. I remember she was a real boss. She was a real hard-ass cow or something to this guy that wanted to have a book written, and she said, as long as you play my boyfriend while I go and visit my, you know, all that sort of stuff she's in, and I don't really get on with those types of rom-com films.
I think she'll always, it's Speed.
She's got a place and she's great. I mean, I love her in Demolition Man.
Oh, she's in that. Yeah. Well, The Net is kind of a thriller. That's all right. Yeah. Dale, what's your best and worst console games controller? The Xbox 360 is my favorite. I don't like the original Wii controller much.
Now, just to answer quickly, I mean, I can show you that I've got an Xbox 360 controller. This is an Elite 2. It is a staple point of mine. Yeah, the Wii controller pretty pissy because it's like a wand. Another one I could throw in there is probably the Nintendo 64 controller. It's a bit weird. It's a great controller once you get to learn to use it, but really it's like a controller with a tail, you know, like it's got a mouse's tail. It's got a big long stem at the bottom, and it's weird to control. But once you get your hang around it, it's good. I'd go with what you said, really. The Xbox 360 is probably my favorite, and the Wii controller is probably, it's like a wand.
Yeah. Okay. Rocket Bunny says, makes a comment. What is more concerning is Paramount's subsequent hostile takeover. Trub hesitated over the Netflix deal, but sure as hell won't block the Paramount bid, as his son-in-law is backing the latter bid. That's an interesting point to make. family involvement. Oh dear. Cauldron of Stardust, Eggs and Movies, Bullock, Gravity. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, and The Net, which I mentioned. I love that movie for its ridiculous, stupid fun. Hackman, Superman, and
Hosiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about Gravity. Yeah, Gravity's okay, isn't it? Yeah. Bill, Eggs and Movies. Bill, right outside your house. No, thank you. With their phone booth time machine, they can say what movie do you want to go back on set of right now. You can go on any movie all time. Also bringing them with you or not. I'm going to say straight away, the Time Machine set, the original one with Rod Taylor. I'd love to have gone back on that set. That's it.
Yeah, I'd like to go with the final scene on Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country.
Oh yeah, that'd be very moving.
I'd like that because I'd like to see the old gang, and then I'd like to in the end, and it's a wrap. I'd just turn and say thanks very much for just giving me that last decade and a half of great stuff.
Yeah.
If I'd have said Star Trek: The Motion Picture, it'd have been too easy to understand. And to be quite honest, I'd like to be on the last one that they were all sort of in.
Yeah. I think the Time Machine for two reasons. A, it was the year I was born it came out. But B, it's something that as a child, could you imagine seeing the Time Machine as a child, which I did? It really grabs your imagination. It's responsible for opening me up into so many different areas in my mind. You know, like with Doctor Who. Imagine you're watching Doctor Who and then the Time Machine comes along as well. And, you know, it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant to see those. So I've got to say that's a massive influence on me.
Yeah.
Have you once been to the hotel from somewhere in time?
Oh, I'd love to. I've read so much about that hotel. It's a gorgeous hotel.
Yeah.
Apparently apparently it's in disarray. Well, not in disarray, but it was running out of money at one point.
Yeah.
They have done studio stuff and a lot of people have gone there, but I'm hoping that, you know, that it's still going.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's just such a gorgeous looking building.
Right. I mean? Yeah.
Anyway.
And then we've got Cauldron of Dust saying, yes, 1999 was a huge Prince song. His movies blow, but as a musician, he was phenomenal. I agree. I mean, I think he was a phenomenal musician. Yeah. Thanks, Ian, earlier for fun. De Niro, Pacino, Rushmore. I love that one you did. Thank you. Yeah, I did that one. My Sandra Bullock Hackman Mutual Mount Rushmore one is While You Were Sleeping, Murder by Numbers, Hackman the Film and French Connection, Honorable Mentions, Twilight and Hoosiers, and The Package. Oh, thank you for that list. And then Rocket Bunny, Random News Headline, Toffee Crisps and Blue Ribbons can no longer be called chocolate because they don't have enough chocolate or cocoa in them anymore. Sign of the time.
Yeah, how can you call something a chocolate bar if it ain't got no cocoa in it?
Toffee Crisps, they used to be. I had one for years, but they were a big thing at one time, weren't they?
I love Toffee Crisps. Well, I used to. I haven't had one
in
ages,
but I was watching a YouTube video on why Cadbury's doesn't taste the same like it used to, and it's a bit sad watching it, what they've done since Kraft took over. I see what you did at the end there, Bunny. Smiles. And then X movies, favorite scenes in Memoirs of an Invisible Man. I like the parts where he's trying to learn to eat, and then also where he interferes with the house guests. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose the best bits for me is when he does try to sort of like live in that house and charge everything to the family that live in the house and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, I think the end scene, I think with Sam Neill is quite good.
Yeah. we've got Cauldron of Stardust. Voyager was amazing, but it's a lot easier to work with metal than human beings. I truly believe Apollo 13 was NASA's finest moment. Those astronauts had no business surviving, but they did. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Totally.
I'm not saying that all the other ones are amazing. It's just that Voyager just blows me away that it's still going now.
Yeah.
I mean, when you consider that really that NASA was nearing the end, with all the shuttle disasters and everything.
Yeah.
To know that a little project that started up in 1977 and was supposed to end when it got past Pluto or something,
and it's
is still now sending us science back now. I mean, my God.
Yeah.
How long can radiation last for? Well,
so
far it's been going for 50 odd years.
So.
Nearly 50 years.
And that is real good value for money. You can't argue with that.
Around and say that,
We've got Rocket Bunny saying, Ian, have you watched the new Roger Murray Leach interview on the Blake 7 Season 2 Blu-ray? He talks about his work designing the BBC set for the Apollo 13 coverage. It's a great listen. It does sound interesting.
I have got to get round to watching my Blake 7 Season 2.
But, the coverage was amazing of the Apollo, what the BBC did. And then it sort of went out of fashion, didn't it? Nobody was interested anymore. Sonny and Tom Rathman call. You're like, what the fuck? We don't know what we're doing anymore. We want to give you a production company. And what are 3 movies you want to make immediately? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Any ideas? Any movies?
No, I said next because it's now 11:30, and I've really got to
my Cultazone is ready. Swings and roundabouts. I'm jealous. I'm on a soup diet at the moment. Oh, crikey. Graffiti Bridge was a legendary flop, was it?
What?
Cauldron, I'm scoffing pizza right now. Oh, you can make me hungry now. Stop it, you're making me hungry. Yeah, he's getting hungry. What kind, Bunny? I have broccoli. Oh, I don't like broccoli in my calzone. I love me some broccoli. I'm not a fan of broccoli. Acres will have you live streaming until 2 a.m. Delboy laughing at that. Just one from a supermarket counter. It's New York style. And then we've got It's yummy. Nom 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 indeed. And then Muckman slurping on soup as we're discussing tasty pizza. Broccoli on a pizza. Oh God. And way on from Madeira, I watched Spaceballs on the plane. I thought it was terrible. I only laughed a couple of times, so that's not good. I love broccoli, but no, I'd rather have pineapple on I'd love pineapple. I'd rather a million times rather have pineapple. There's nothing wrong with pineapple on a spicy pizza. There's nothing wrong with pineapple on a pizza. And we're doing so well. There's nothing wrong with pizza and pineapple. If I had a ranch in the California or Western states with 3 Western people from movies, fact or fiction, or anything, would you hire there? I'm sorry, I can't answer that.
Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef.
Connors, I'm not waiting on the pineapple pizza debate. I've been working with my shrink on not into arguing opinion-based things, even if they happen to be a culinary crime against humanity. I like that. Beautiful Mind won Best Picture.
Yeah, I thought it might have done it. It was something about Russell Crowe, I think, not getting
a really good anthology film I recommend is the Spanish-Argentinian film Wild Tales. It's excellent. Sounds good. I thought it did Acres. And then Corner Status, thanks for confirming that. And then my top 3 movies of the year, 2-way tier for number 1 between Marty Supreme and Song Sung Blue. Song Sung Blue is an excellent movie. I think might win number 3 movie of the year, Mastermind. Thank you for that. suggestions. Song some blue. No more big questions henceforth. And then good night, George and Mildred. Well, thank you. What three
Well,
performance?
I think that's bloody awful calling you Mildred. But there you
go. Quentin Tarantino should mention about Paul Dano and Arthur Lillard and Owen Wilson that you just critical of. Well, thanks for the question. Back answer. If you were at sea, had to relax and calm down, just worried about getting rescued because the boat didn't work, which comedy would you watch?
Jaws.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the third Jaws film that nobody likes, isn't it? That's a bad one. And then
Bunny, I'd say they're in awe of the fourth one.
Yeah. What I was just looking up, Tony York, and Charlotte Rampling, Swimming Pool Must See. Charlotte Rampling's interesting actress, yeah. Bunny, we all looked up, and you just put in chat, laughing at that. And then Ben Stiller calls you. He says he loves Dudley Moore movie 10. He wants to do that movie. What do you tell him? Once
wouldn't work in the politically correct universe we now live in.
It wouldn't work at all nowadays. No. And then McMahon, Stacey, no more questions. They want to go to bed. Yeah. And then there we are. And then I need a spanner desperately, Tony says. No, Dale Wimble was a great word. That's absolutely fun to say. There's actually kind of answer I was hoping to hear. Thanks. I understand. Have a terrific day, and thank you, Stacey, for joining.
No, Stacey, I will get to answer all those things.
Yeah, thank you. Top 3 Bond songs. Oh, Diamonds Are Forever, Goldfinger, and You Only Live.
Shirley Bassey numbers.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Live and Let Die for definite. We Have All the Time in the World. And Goldfinger,
yeah. Yeah. What a great emoji. I thought his name was David Attenborough. No, that's a different David Attenborough. David's still alive though.
Yeah.
Is he about
I think he's on the Boaty McBoatface boat at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah. Is David Attenborough is David Attenborough about 100? He is, isn't he? He's nearly up there, I think. He's very old now. Ian and Dale, please list your top 37 films for each year from 1930 to the present. Laughing away. Thank you. Yeah, Deborah Winger. Yeah, they're mentioned there. Deborah Winger, Tony. And then favorite thriller scenes on sequence parts where Anne that rocks the cradle, she shakes the blade. I love Hands that rock the cradle, actually. I think it's a great film. And then
I think Copycat's got a great couple of thriller scenes in it.
Yeah. I actually like that movie choices to portray Chewy question. Yeah. It's good. I swear it's a ChatGPT bot. Thank you very much. That this can't be real. Oh, what is real? Stacey, seriously, do you look to get your question in from ChatGPT because they're like young ones? It feels as if you're not speaking from a real place. Well, we really are behind this week. Laugh out loud. And then Inferno is a critical, the best first John Pertwee story, but I have a soft spot for Ambassador. Yeah. It was terrific. Great acting, Stacey says. Cauldron and Bunny specifically, an hour behind from when I posted that message. And when they're reading it now, I know that's because I was watching the clock on my calendar on the oven. It was 5:10 then, it's 6:10 now. I'd like to say Dick Pitt books are readapted. They tried with Sahara, but new adaptations of those would be terrific.
Yeah.
Also, it was great to talk with you in comments regarding Fleming novel, Broken Claw. Indeed, I hope that is what they do for Bond. Yeah, thank you for your comments about the Bond films book. That was, Conan told us, well, as long as I don't have to eat another pizza again, I don't mind. I think it would explode if I was forced to do that again. Oh, dear. Artie Dears is disgraced everything, Doctor Who. He even made the Doctor cry like a baby. Eccleston and Matt Smith are the only positive from 2005. Yeah, RTD is a bit of a so-and-so. Stacey says Warner Brothers needs to salvage their own characters. Hopefully they can cast someone as a live-action Bugs Bunny. Who would you want to cast all time? They need to renew each character and brand identity. Thanks for that comment. This is better OSC. I think chat comments now okay. Ian and Dell can blow through them quickly, but questions take time. Oh my God, I posted that comment too quickly. It's all right. So I'm sorry, but Stacey, you are in the stream. You don't.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
You just flood the chat. Wish you could. You're the only person watching the stream. Rocket Money, I don't want to say you. And then, so I think you're spot on with the article. This is being far real. I concur, sorry. You're in the same chat, Stacey. Thanks. I remember Shadowlands. That's a great movie. So at least an honourable mention for Sir Anthony Hopkins. Connor Dust. Dell's going to be sleeping with his eyes open and taking autopilot by the time he reads this. I'm sorry. I'm
all right for a minute.
I had to get off my chest. And then Stacey, if you're real, could you please type what time it is in the chat, please? No, so you're right. And then we're doing a bot check. And then they asked everyone not to write everyone questions, but she's going, it's disrespectful. You're not sorry. It's definitely odd, but as I knew it, it's not my place to say. Stacey, click on squares with images of a bike in it. When were some of your favorite rom-coms in the 80s and 90s? Which one is now? What are the other ones do you watch now? I don't watch rom-coms. You did perfectly right to say what you did say. And then Stacey, Dave, you're trying to type after Deadlight Ian said, this is a troll job at this point. Acres, what time is it, please? I've been thinking a few weeks. This is one of the trolls with a new account. I've come to conclusion it's very clever troll. Rocket Bunny, they know other. Ian and Dal, can you please block Stacey as you're the only ones who can? Size says a terrific program. And thanks, Dal and Ian. Good night, all. Tony says fantastic synchronization. Now, do one, please. Tony says, please. Then aim night Muckman. And then next week program, have a good week, fun discussion. Always down and look forward to rewatching the mission.
Yeah.
And thanks for talking about it. Good night, Jamie. Tony says, I use my 360 Elite to usually put the PS5 one is really nice. Also, acres of terrific evening. Thanks, Tony and hosts. Tony says, got me for real. Wow, that's right. Thanks for announcing the holiday and the New Year's program. That sounds great. SNES controller is my favorite, but I have two hands. I'm a fan of good iPad. I generally like using D-pads, while others would choose a joystick or thumbstick. That's why I'm a big fan of it. And then Tony Hawk, I give up. And then one more try. Can I tell you at the same time, please, Stacey? Thanks, Stacey. Terrific program. I recommend The Mastermind. That was a terrific movie. I'm not sure if I'm reading this correct, but I asked him for what time it is over again. Why are you doing that exactly? What's all this cost? Oh, Tony Hawk. Hey, Stacey, does have your own YouTube channel? I look up, and so you're asking me all the time over again. Or maybe I'll ask something if I'm not understanding. It's quite simple. So please type the time in the chat. Any videos uploaded with account or they're using Visible Stephen. There are questions that occur. I prefer not to be bullied for asking questions and talking. I said goodbye and you decided to a couple more. Now I'm enjoying a good day. Okay. Tony, I've given you a chance, but I'm blocking you. Tony, no, Tony, I don't think it's a real voice either. Says there's anything we can do a simple task. So it's Tony Kurtai in that chat. She's AI. I'm not sure if it's age with the issue or jealousy or not being able to come up with any questions or answers. But no more bullying, so I blocked you. It's quite sophisticated in my opinion. No good person could think of these questions like that. Hey, Stacey, I like it, Ian, to go through all our comments. I hope that you're proud of how you ruined tonight's entertainment. Sorry about that. Thank goodness she has blocked me. I'm your club now site. And then laughing at that. She's cancerous to New York. My favorite action movies. I can't see Acres Cart's now being blocked as she is. She's writing on at this point. I reckon you ignored them. And then, sorry, he's got justice for science. So thanks, Ian, Dell, and those chat members also make me laugh. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you, Rocket Bunny, so much. Conan, tons of fun. Thank you also for joining us. Thanks. Yes, great program. Happy to recommend those to Dell and Ian. See, hope you enjoy. And I'd appreciate it if you keep your comments a lot more kind to me and talking about I'm asking blah blah blah. These are real questions and the movies I see. So if you have any issue with that, then you could keep it to yourself or quit bullying me. It's not acceptable in any way. Night. Cheers, Ian and Delboy. A special hello to Mrs. Dell, as always. Good night, all. And Love says Cauldrons of Stardust, and we've got to the end, and I'm exhausted. Thank you, everyone.
I'm just gonna, because I was reading all that, and some of that stuff I probably wouldn't have read out. I'm never gonna turn around and say anybody in here bullied anyone. What I will say this is that some people can be quite enthusiastic and start writing questions down and probably miss something that says, tell me the time to prove you're not a chat bot or something like that. If you miss that, then all they're going to see later on when they do look up and go, why does this person keep asking me a clock? It's because they were probably just typing out all that sort of stuff. But I do get it. I'm going to put in a request out there now and just say, look, please be conscious that we're only going to be able to go to so late in a day. And if you are coming out with a great, interesting question, try to think of one that is quite quick to answer. Ones that take a lot of time to deliberate.
Yeah.
Really,
really
makes us rush at the end. And I feel a little bit for Ian.
Yeah. And I don't like to upset people, and I'm sorry anybody who's upset.
So what happened there is I could have gone to bed at like 20 past 11, but I actually sat here for 20 minutes in silence watching Ian read out something that I could read myself quite easily.
Yeah.
And that meant I didn't even need to be here.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, nobody wants to feel like they're not.
I know everybody might not think, but my philosophy is always, if somebody's bothered to put a comment down, I don't.
You gotta read it out.
I always skip it. I don't want to miss anybody who's put that. Even comments that are not always good. If they're really awful, if they're extremely bad comments, then I won't read them.
We could all turn around and say, what's the point in reading out a comment about pineapple on pizza and all that sort of stuff?
But that's part of our channel. It's part of what people.
This is a Ask Us Anything, and even though it's not aimed at us to ask, we read it out because that might start a debate that everybody wants to chat about. So.
And it's fun. It's all right. We're nothing against fun. We're not miserable sods. We're quite happy to have.
Of course, you're all wrong. You don't put fruit on pizzas. I'm sorry, but there you are.
Yeah.
Ian, you're totally wrong, you bastard. So there you
are. Stephen says, I'm blocked as well. Oh, well, never mind. Don't worry, Stephen. And thank you, Stephen, also for joining us. Thank you. So we've got to go now. So as usual, I'd say I'd like to thank Delboy. I'd like to thank everybody who's watched this and everybody who's made some comments. Please, I love reading your comments. We both love reading your comments. And that's why I do try and put every comment down, unless they're really extremely bad, then I won't. But that's just me. But thank you, everyone. It means a lot to us every week, you lot being here, and we love it. And we'll be back again next week. So let's just say our farewells.
Oh, yeah. So it's good night from me.
It's good night from him.
Good night, which is what the two Ronnies always did. But it's very poignant now that we're getting close to Christmas, because I always used to love the two Ronnies at Christmas. Well, I used to like them during the year as well. But my one has always been Frankie Howard with Salute.
And all I've got to say is I'll see thee again.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.